Welcome everybody to day number 2 of Activision Blizzard Media's first ever UK esports tournament, the Agency Showdown. My name's Infinity. I'm joined by I Hold Shift for day number 2. Alan, we had a cracking first day of matchups. We're down now to our final 8 teams. If you're new to this entire escapade, then let me explain to you exactly what's going on here. Of course, this is the Agency Showdown. It was a tournament launched by Activision Blizzard Media to create a fun and exciting way for us all to connect while being socially distant, of course, with everything that's going on in the world. We can't exactly be running those LAN events and such at the moment. So this is a fun way for everyone to get involved with esports still online. However, that is the beauty of esports. Alan, let's quickly talk about sort of the formatting of what this tournament is all about in Search and Destroy and such.
Yeah, so obviously we started things yesterday with 16 total squads. We played just through the opening round of the bracket, but you see all of the fine print here on your screens as far as some of the rules, restrictions, and things of that nature. But the big thing to really take away if you're not primed on reading the TLDR, we're playing Search and Destroy, like you mentioned. Every match is going to be a best of 3, and today we're dealing with round 2 matches. So again, we've got 8 squads that are remaining for us. By the end of the day, we'll be down to 4, and then of course we'll be back tomorrow to determine our semifinalists and of course who can take that grand finals championship, where there's going to be that big boasting prize of being able to claim to be the best Active Blizzard media agency that's out there. And with that, again, like I mentioned, best of 3. Search and Destroy is obviously a map that goes first to 6 will win. So do that twice, you're good to go. Our maps for today have changed from what they were yesterday. We're dealing with Moscow and Raid for our first 2. And then if we need to go to a third, it'll be Miami. And even though we had a lot of 2-0s yesterday, I think only one single instance that we actually saw map number 3 needed to be played. We had a lot of great competition. So as we've kind of whittled away at some of those maybe not as skilled competitors, now we're in a position where I think all of our final 8 teams are going to be pretty darn competitive, as we'll have a chance to kind of go over them throughout the next couple of hours here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just while we've quickly got the chance then, I just want to tell you guys that you should be following along with all of this action on Twitter. You can go check out Twitter at ActiveBlizzMedia and then use the hashtag Agency Showdown if you want to get involved. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel for this and all future Agency Showdowns and tournaments that take place. This is the place to be, so make sure you subscribe to that channel, ring the bell to get all the necessary notifications, and then you get to see mine and Alan's faces tomorrow as well. You'll know when we're live, so make sure you do check that out. And of course, speaking of Twitter as well, just like last time, we wanted to recognize some of the top players that have participated in the tournament thus far, and we're going to award a first ever MVP award for our UK teams here in this Agency Showdown. So with all the great kills and plays, the players nominated for this are Eingaran, PP Bumman, Sprags, and the Ballon Boys. I love the names, man. Again, it's just one of those things, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, one of the biggest things that you and I look forward to is what do we get out of the team names? But I would say even more importantly, what do we get out of the player names? Because we've had a handful. I still think, the Poopy Bum Man, yeah, we chuckle. We're 5 years old at heart. But I think Monsieur Pickles actually takes the cake from me from yesterday, even though we won't see him play today. Just something about that name it makes me all giddy inside.
It's fun. It's the creativity. This is the best part about the Agency Showdown by far. Alan and I are used to sort of casting, to be fair, even some of the player names that come out for challenges, right? It's like, you've got like Dave and Josh, you've got players like that.
Yeah, so first names, like, come on. The only time first names are okay is if it was the 3 Steves, and we had 3 Steves, but they really missed the mark on that one. I'm still upset about it.
They did, and then they missed the mark in the game as well because they got eliminated.
Well,
so
true.
It's sad, but that is again what you get for naming yourselves the 3 Steves and not actually naming yourself Steves. So, besides that, though, let's take a look at how our bracket has gone so far. So, of course, you guys can see the 8 teams that have managed to make their way through the bracket to this point in the tournament, the quarterfinals in our single elimination bracket. Going from the left side to the right, of course, Zenith, FaZe, good stuff. They'll be facing off in our first match today. You can see their wins against the Hair Blair Bunch and 33% Professional. PG1 beat the 3 Steves, the team we just talked about. The Heartless Scientists got their win against D-Game. Bojo's Lasagna, my favorite team name personally, beat out Mug for their place in the quarterfinals. Zaxis Wavemaker also up there as well. They're going to face Bojo Lasagna in their quarterfinal matchup after their win versus MSWW. And finally, closing out our quarterfinal matchups today, Paid Search and Destroy moved through against M6, and Triple Threat beat Essence Team Connect yesterday. And Alan, why don't we take a look at how the schedule looks today as well for these matchups?
Yeah, like we mentioned, all 4 matches will be played with just a bit of a 30-minute interval. So we'll go from one match to another, to another, to another. And again, like I mentioned, at the end of the day yesterday, and kind of coming into today, I think all 4 of these matches are going to be pretty darn competitive. But if I were to pick one that I'm really kind of keeping my eye on as far as where I think we're going to get the most overall skill, I'm looking at that Zaxis Wavemaker versus Bojo's Lasagna. I think both teams are posting 3 solid players on either side. So for all 6 players in the lobby, I think anybody could really take over. And I think if they were on other sides of the bracket, that very well could be a potential semifinals or grand finals matchup, but they will have to meet here in the quarters. So as we jump in, it'll be Zenith going up against FaZe Good Stuff. And for Zenith, it was Garan that really looked good for his team yesterday. As we go to Moscow,
see Moscow today, and of course over in competitive Call of Duty, we very often do see this A-bomb site essentially being the only one that's being used. Of course, that has changed actually over the last week or so, at least in Europe. So hopefully we see something different here. Hopefully we see a variety of bomb sites. Oh my God, True Lad opening up with an explosion, both figuratively and literally. Gets that Semtex down, takes out Mike and Grumper Big Sticks, and now it's all on Cookie Boy. What an ace from True Lad! Great start.
We have to remember, it's just so funny because we talked about it yesterday, like hearing people move around, like hearing their footsteps. It's not often that we hear footsteps, but on the same point, Flak Jacket is so strong in this game. Like, unless you're stuck by a Semtex, you're not going to die to nade damage. So, again, if you're out there watching and you're playing today, consider jumping some Flak Jacket on. Otherwise, plays like that very well could happen to you.
Flak Jacket is it's definitely something I use whenever I'm running up in pubs. I don't want to get stuck like that, and that's exactly why you can get TP'd almost immediately. Mike and Brumper Big Sticks not going to be happy with that one. They'll probably be laughing if anything that happened to them, so going to have to laugh it off regardless. 1-0 down now after that. Good start from Zenith, or more to the point, True Lad. Remember, folks, Angaran is up for the MVP award. You can go vote for him on Twitter if you believe that he was the best player across day number 1. Now, though, FaZe Good Stuff on the offense. They've got the bomb. They're taking it towards B. We said we wanted to see these B hits, Alan. That's what we're seeing.
Look, the way high-level IQ breakdown of this play is, if you can get into the B site, you want to control this boulevard. It's so difficult. The retake, but Garan on the flank nearly has an opportunity. Mike responds. Cookie also able to find one more simultaneously, so now it's down to a 3v1. And really for FaZe Good Stuff, just get in, get the bomb planted, and force True Lad to make another special play. Well, he nearly finds the first kill isolated. Couldn't quite lock down the final shots, and that'll be a 1-1 tie through 2.
Good stuff from FaZe, good stuff. And
yeah,
overall, actually, that was just a good bomb site picking. It's one of those cases where there was a player actually on the defense, but only the one. And from that point onwards, it's just very hard to retake the bomb site with only a couple of players in a 2 versus 3. So good stuff from FaZe, good stuff again. Tying up this game at 1-1. I do see Angaran actually running both the MP5 and what I believe is either the Pellington, it's the LW3 Tundra. It's our favorite sniper over here in the competitive Call of Duty community. Let's see what he can do with it. This is the beautiful thing about running Lawbreaker, actually. It's not even the fact that you can pick basically any 3 perks. It's the fact that you can run essentially this classic Call of Duty overkill setup.
Absolutely. Especially if you're not really confident in the sniper rifle shots, you have it in the back pocket. You also can just get a part of the push as well. Cookie over the top trophy will keep him safe. Stun will connect onto Epic, but there's not going to be enough of a follow-up. Watch out for number 3. True Lad's actually hitting a pinch here. All the way on the flank. He's going to be able to come behind Cookie for free. It's really heads-up play. Brumpo, Big Sticks trying to do the exact same on the opposite side, and he's going to get some pretty solid timing for 1. How about a second? No ammunition. Tries to get away. Will stay alive, and we'll go 2v2.
Not the best position for Mike and Brumper Big Sticks to find himself in as well. I mean, if one of them goes down, there's very, very little likelihood of these guys getting traded. By that, I mean the kills getting returned from the teammate. And there is exactly why. Mike falls inside the lobby, and now it's Brumper Big Sticks with 10 seconds left on the clock. Trying to win this 1 versus 2. There's very little you can actually do in that situation.
Yeah, it's as soon as those long plays come around the back, you feel trapped. That's really the only way I could really kind of frame it up. And there was success from both sides. So there was a little moment there where really the map kind of flipped around on its head, right? Like the offense was on the defensive side, the defense was on the offensive side. But Zenith, again, getting really hard play carried by TrueLad. He's got 5 kills through 3 rounds, single-handedly won them the first round, and obviously was a major impact for why they won their second round. So let's see if he can keep it up, because like we mentioned yesterday, we were watching Zenith in their opening round. It really felt like it was just Garand doing everything, but TrueLad, he's come to play today, and he's one of the main reasons why Zenith is in this marginal lead so far.
I will say as well, I mean, even yesterday, right, when I think Garan really took this team by storm, TrueLad was still showing his potential. Same with Epic Ways, really. Both of them had their moments in that matchup yesterday versus the Hair Blair bunch, but 1v1 now. Mike going to win it. Garan with the trade. Good stuff from Zenith to trade that one off. Of course, time ticking down note in this round. 30 seconds on the clock here. Good nade for TrueLad. Yep. We were gassing him up earlier. He now just sticks himself. Oh dear. Deary me, Alan.
It happens to everybody at least once. We've seen it happen to the pro league. So I mean, hey, if pros are prone to do stuff like that, we can give passes. It's just some weird things happen. Just gotta let it go. Just shake it off, laugh about it, come back into the next round. So it's been all defense so far here, Brody. Very quickly kind of establishing how this map has been played out so far. Not a lot of bomb plants either yet, and it wasn't an uncommon occurrence to see the bomb planted yesterday, but it kind of felt like early on in these maps, there was a lot of just kind of feeling each other out and trying to play for kills initially. We'll see if the objective can be a little bit more forced forward. Cookie's going to get to a really nice spot on top of the statue. This is a very common place that we see a lot of top players try to hold, but it's TrueLad mid-map to find 1 kill. Epic caught out with the Semtex. That'll be good for a trade back. So we go 2v2. Cookie, one more. It's Garand who walks right by him. And now, FaZe Good Stuff, they've got 2 rounds in a row, and they're up 3-2.
A little bit of miscommunication there, actually, from Zenith. You can see it here in your best player of the game. Cookie Boy able to get that 1 kill, and this is where you should expect Garand to turn around and go for that kill. Doesn't do so, and Cookie Boy able to pick up the kill off the back of it. So FaZe Good Stuff now in the lead in this game. They're going to be the ones on the offense in this round, Alan.
Well, take a look. Need to be a response at some point offensively, right? This is what it's going to have to result in. So it's going to be on the Zenith defensively, at least for now, to make sure they don't let this get too far out of hand. We've got a long-range scope from Mike. He's actually using the Peloton. So actually, I need to check my words here. It's actually a short-range scope for the Peloton, all things considered. Cookie's going to be pushing forward, and this looks like it's going to be another B attempt. And they do have Garand who's inside the site, but he has not nearly been as electric as he had been yesterday. That's going to have to change, you feel like, especially if this hit does come through.
They're going to have to make this hit fast, though, as well. They've got a player coming on the very, very long flank in TrueLad. That could be a problem for FaZe Good Stuff if they continue to sit back here. Ronaldo 1v1. Cookie Boy needs to win this one. Goes for the drop shot, hitting absolutely none of the shots. How has he not died yet? What on earth is that? Cookie Boy in Epic Ways. Oh my goodness, what a battle. It's going to be Zenith who loses it. And now all this very long flank from Zenith has taken so long that his teammates have fallen all around him. He's now having to come in to stop this bomb plant. He could well do it, actually, if he gets the right time. He does so before the bomb plant is down, but it doesn't matter. A trade comes in.
I'm just like picturing that gunfight outside bus right there where both players are just so surprised that like they kind of like lift their control and they kind of like throw it up a little bit like, oh, where is he? That's just tough scenes, but regardless, a little bit of breathing room here for FaZe Good Stuff still. 2-round differential, and really it's just been the TrueLad show, hasn't it? Zenith have tried to stay in, but the only 2 rounds that they've won so far have been because of TrueLad, so you're looking for one of 2 things just on that easy storyline. Number 1, TrueLad, can you pop off again and find round number 3? Or can Garand and Epic start to get involved, get active? Sniper glitch should have been seen. Stun over the top will be a little bit deep. Semtex, really nice place. That should finish the kill. And Mike hits some flak jacket, but TrueLad's kill will still be there. Brumpo looking to get aggressive, and who is it? It's TrueLad, 2 in a row. He's 9 and 4. Could he find all 3? No, not this time. Cookie will make things now down to a 1v1.
1v1 between Garan and Cookie. You said it last round, right? Garan, he needs to step things up. Not this time, though. Cookie has his number.
They've just been more complete as a full squad. That's really it. I mean, this is another nice play from TrueLad. Isolates the sniper. Turns, finds another very close-range gunfight. And the only unfortunate thing is as he slides back to office, he runs right into the last player who was waiting for it. So, nearly single-handedly could TrueLad find the third round, but it's FaZe. Good stuff. I mean, look at the stat lines. 5 and 4, 5 and 4, 6 and 3. Everybody participating. Good stuff from FaZe. Good stuff, you might say.
I very much agree with that, Alan. This team is working together, and again, that does, I think that adds an extra element to any search and destroy game. When you guys work together, it really does elevate your team. And that's not going to be good again for Zenith. They lose their best player in this game thus far. Garan and Epic Ways now going to need to step up to the plate here, Alan. It's a 2 versus 3 to save this game of search and destroy. One coming up from Eskies from behind. That's going to be Epic Ways. Cookie Boy going for the kill. And again, a massive clutch kill from Cookie Boys. Just seems to continually find those important frags. And it is going to be now 6-2 for FaZe. Good stuff. And yeah, you know, as I've just mentioned, right, Alan? That seems to be the difference maker for me, at least. It seems to be Cookie Boy here particularly, and I think the other two, to be fair, are doing it as well. They're not just getting these random frags that aren't really meaning anything. All of the kills that they are getting at this point, they are contributing to the end of the game, to winning those rounds. They're hugely important kills for securing them.
Look, we also need to consider this I'll try to keep this very surface level just because, again, that's kind of the gameplay that we're expecting to see throughout the day. But compare the map set yesterday to the map set that we have today. Yesterday, it was Checkmate, Garrison, and then Raid if we needed it, which we didn't really see. So Checkmate and Garrison, two very tight maps. If you'd like just to put the mini-maps up from north to south, very, very tight, but very long. So what does that normally mean? All of your gunfights are going to happen right in the middle part of that map, to where you don't have to go searching for kills. They're going to be in front of you largely, or you're able to go from one kill to another pretty darn quick. So you're going to be seeing a lot more routine gunfights. Now we have a map set that is much more wide open. Just with Moscow and Miami on the front and the back potentially, those are purely square maps really throughout. And they're very large between the distance of A and B. Both bomb sites are very approachable. So it's going to force you to take individual gunfights and then win them. And then where do you do next after that? You know, you're not going to have the ability to, oh, I got caught by surprise. My teammate's behind me, because everyone's forced to funnel into the middle of the map. So we have a chance to kind of get that trade. If you find yourself kind of going off by your own and you only get an isolated 1v1, or you find yourself kind of caught in a 1v2, those kills are going to be a little bit more hard-pressed to get there. So maybe there's something to say about how Garan yesterday, he was playing very tight, playing through things like the tanks and Garrison in the plane during Checkmate, and he was able to find a lot of kills, maybe because his teammates were also there with him, or because he knows that the kills are going to be in front of him. Now you have a potential for these long flanks, these kills from the side. That becomes much more difficult to read, and if you don't find yourself that information, you find yourself watching yourself waiting for a respawn without even shooting any shots. So it's a tough situation. And Raid is the second map, almost exactly the same situation, where it's a square map, and those gunfights are not necessarily going to be choke pointed into one central location. So, I don't know, something maybe to be said for that. TrueLad to the sniper rifle, first shot just a bit wide.
And the Activision Blizzard Media gods have heard us yesterday. We said we wanted to see more of Raid, and they've given it to us, Alan. We're jumping into it for map number 2, and that means we're going to be seeing it for every single one of our quarterfinals today. We do love this map. Let's see now who can come out on top of it, of course. Now, 6-2 to FaZe. Good stuff in map number 1. That makes them 1-0 up in the series. They win this map. They go on through to the semi-finals tomorrow. Brumper Big Sticks gets that first blood. Garan with the trade, though. Now a 2 versus 2. Garan taking some shots in behind. This could be an important gunfight. You need to hit all those shots, though. Hits the first few. Unfortunately, the player gets away, though, and disaster time for Garan here as TrueLad, his teammate has died. Now a 1 versus 1 for Garan. Player inside Tiki. That's going to be Mike with the AK-74U as the primary. Secondary Pellington to work with as well. Bomb down, though. That's more to the point here. Oh, sorry, 20 seconds, and this bomb is actually on the floor. Mike covering it, though. Garan got to play the aggressor. Looking for an ace in this round. Pushing through Tiki. Player to his left. He's going to go around the other side of the Tiki. That's so unfortunate. Has actually picked up the bomb, though. Has absolutely zero idea that Mike's here. Surely now dead to rest. No, going for this kill. Garan pushing for it, but it's going to be Mike with the pre-aim, of course, winning that gunfight.
A little bit of ring around the rosy, but carousel action around Tiki for a minute there, but finally the information, Mike's pre-fire just a touch better. And even though Garan was searching for all 3 kills, he was not quite able to lock things down. So FaZe, good stuff. Mike clutching things up in the 1v1 situation, find themselves their first round, off to a good start. Again, this is a best of 3, remember, so for Zenith, a must-win map here if they want to have a chance at those semifinals.
It absolutely is. Zenith with a relatively good start, though. I think that's a good foot to at least start walking on here, right? With Garant getting those first 2 kills. Well, I speak way too soon, Alan, all the time. Mike just comes around, snipes Garant out of the round, 3 versus 2. They're going to get this bomb down over towards A as well. And you look at Zenith on the minimap. I mean, what, Epic Ways now coming through cutout, True Lad on this long flank once again, but time dwindling down.
A very quick plant. I mean, compared to what we saw even yesterday, this is a very dictated pace, saying we want to get this objective down and play off the bomb. Up top, Cookie, nice shots. 2v1 situation, and Waze was trying to come through the money window, rotating from mid-map. Won't be able to get there as there was someone locking it down from Tiki. So 2 rounds early, and we'll see Mike locking down this opening shot. A lot of sniper rifles like to play from this top side window, so if you're going to play that cutout, you have to be very careful. As soon as you see that kind of flashlight, that sniper glint, get out of there. Get down, Mr. President.
At the moment, I will say, right, I mean, I know, again, the level of competitiveness that you can expect out of teams like these, I mean, like I said, we've said this multiple times at the agency Showdown, is you can only expect so much, right? But Zenith at the moment, they need to play more as a team. First blood coming through from Cookie Boy again. Great stuff from FaZe, good stuff. And now, True Lad down for the count. Zenith in a 2 versus 3. I'd like them to play sort of bait and switches here. Play together as a roster. If the one player dies, make sure you trade that gunfight. But might not have to be in this situation. Zenith do draw first blood in this particular 2 versus 3. Now making it a 2 versus 2. Gonna have to be careful though. Brumper Big Six on the flank, taking those shots in. Absolutely none of them gonna hit though, Alan.
Yeah, it's, again, tough gunfight, really, right? That's really chalk it up to. But Mike on a flank, he could actually find both of these players. There's the first. And Waze is the last player left. He's playing just outside Laundry. He's trying to respond to this player in the back who's no longer there. He's gotten out of dodge, made his way back over to Spiral. Now Waze with a Mac 10. Going to be hard-pressed to find value with this weapon at long range. So can he get this bomb planted and try to hold close is really my big question. He's going to make a play over to A. He's being sort of chased as Mike is going to come check this. The timing is going to be everything, and, well, Mike will get the information first. Waze trying to run away, will not be able to get out of dodge. 3 straight rounds for FaZe, good stuff. They look much better than they did yesterday. Not to say they didn't look good yesterday, but all 3 players are putting in an even effort, and that's good news if you want to try to get to that semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. When I was looking at writing up notes for today, right, you know, writing down the teams and looking at the rosters for each of the games and really just saying in my head who I thought was going to win each one, I had Zenith down for this one. And that's not to say I'm counting them out just yet, but FaZe, good stuff. They have looked like the better team in this game. It's as simple as that. And it comes down to they're drawing their first bloods, they're winning those key important frags, but Zenith are not playing as a team at the moment. That much is absolutely clear. And I mean, it just comes down to a player will fall, and that player is not traded. It immediately puts FaZe in a great position. And there it is again. Mike draws that first blood against Epic Ways over towards Cutout, and you expect with True Lad in the position that we call money for that kill to be traded, but it's not. And again, it leaves Zenith in this bad position.
All right, well, I was about to say, Mike is actually a little bit of trouble here. He's got 2 players around him, but he actually gets the first kill, and Garan, he is running the wrong direction right now. He's going to re-wrap back through mid, though. He's going to say this should be an easy isolated kill into Mike, but he just wants to avoid that gunfight, and that could be the end of it because here comes the timing. Oh my goodness, Mike, what is that? Wait a second. Does he just get the no-scope? Please tell me that was play of the game.
I mean, it takes an eternity to scope in on this game. So,
well, I mean,
he's
got the ACOG scope, so he's able to get the scope up a little bit faster, but
that's true.
That was either one of the fastest quick scopes that he could have possibly pulled, or he no-scoped right there. That's okay, Mike. He's feeling saucy today.
Michael. You just keep on doing you, buddy. You keep on doing you. 8-1, running the sniper rifle for the most part. He is having a good time for sure. With this FaZe good stuff roster, we're about to really move forward in this bracket towards the semi-finals tomorrow, but Let's see if they can close it out then, Alan. It's not over just yet. Zenith could
No,
well make a
definitely
comeback
not.
in this game. And there you go, Epic Ways going to draw first blood in this one. So, hey, not over just yet. Zenith in a good position for the first time in a while.
But you do have Cookie all the way into Art right now. Oh, he's going to get stun checked. And there comes the hit. Yeah, beautiful play from Grand, making use of the stun that he tosses out. So now it's just down to Mike. He still has that Pellington. He's good with this ACOG scope, man. Have not seen much of it. Even, you know, I mean, well, it's not really being used in Warzone, is it? It's mostly still your traditional snipers if you're going to pull one out, and definitely not an ACOG scope. But it's going to have to be a 1v3 for him. He's on 6 kills in a row. So does he have it in him? The answer so far would lead you to believe yes. And as he comes out of laundry, he's going to have Duran right below him. This is so tough. This is probably the last place that you check. He's considering it, but gonna have to make a play. 18 seconds, and there comes the hit. He's right next to him, but doesn't see him. That's so unfortunate.
You know what's funny, right? As I don't know if you know what his FOV is, because obviously you can change your FOV in consoles in this game,
Correct.
I believe, right? I am pretty sure that's the case.
I think so, yeah.
He could well have an FOV, which is you can't see that player. you literally do not know here. So obviously what we see isn't what they see, but nonetheless it's unfortunate. But it does mean that Zenith get their first round on the board. Hey, maybe this is the start of something spectacular from Zenith. Of course, they are 2 rounds away from taking an L here and falling out in the quarterfinals of our single elimination bracket. There's no second chances here in the UK Agency Showdown. Once you lose, you are done. And your fight for the glory of being called the best agency in the United Kingdom. No! Oh no, Mike!
What has gone wrong here? What happened?
No!
Not like this.
Not like this, Mike! Come on, man! There's no path there. Oh no! It's all good though. FaZe good stuff. They do equalize. Garan out of the round.
Epic, though. He's got the MAC-10, locks down money window. So it's just up to Cookie. 1v2 situation. He's going to wrap back around over towards A. And Waze, again, is just kind of taking the exact same path. He's essentially following in his footsteps, but they will go their separate ways. I think Cookie may have just seen him for a second there coming around the corner. The double check comes out and gets the win. 1v1 situation, but it's True Lad, who had a great first map. Just 1 in 5 right now. Be the optimal time for him to find a second kill. Sniper rifle in hand. He's watching the right angle. But looks away just the wrong time. Secondary peek. Misses the first shot. 15 seconds. What are you going to do here, Cookie? Do you play for the kill? Do you play for the plant? You see him top window. True Lad making the smart play, just sitting back. And now you need to get to the bomb to plant. And Cookie has not left him enough time. He's got to play for the kill. And he's not going to get to the kill in time either.
Cookie goes for the plant anyway. He's like, hey, you know, I'll grab that plant if I can, but no, you can't, Cookie. There's no plant there. And Zenith, second round on the bounce now here, Alan. Maybe something's cooking up in the Zenith camp.
All right, Mike, sniper rifle presence. Are we going to establish it early here again? He's played this, and this is the thing, you know, say what you will, you know, how aware these players for Zenith. Mike has taken the sniper rifle solely to the A site, and if they have recognized that threat, it might lead us to believe why they're going to be over the last couple of rounds, where defensively, it's just going to be Cookie that's here, and he might be good enough as he does take down Garan. So now it's down to, will there be a follow-up kill? Because the bomb is down for Spiral, and Zenith need to find a way to retake this outer ring area. Wait, I think Cookie's boy... is True Lad sniping? Because I think if he is, his trophy just saved his life. I'm pretty sure True Lad just hit the trophy instead of Cookie down low. Mike finds the second kill.
Hey, well, at least we know if any trophies needs to go. We know who to call, right? Epic Ways, 1 versus 3 now. MAC-10 for the gunfight, unfortunately, doesn't hit those first shots. FaZe Good Stuff going to win that particular one-on-one engagement. And now just 1 round away, Alan, from ending our first quarterfinal here in the UK Agency Showdown. FaZe Good Stuff have just looked like the better team so far, but we have seen some rebellion from the Zenith side. They've got some gaunt in them. I I just need to see them here just go at FaZe good stuff. I would really love this if Zenith just all of a sudden, right, look, guys, we're 5-2 down. Let's just run at them. Let's see what happens. I'd absolutely love that. Of course, that may well be the case. And hey, you look at this from Zenith. They're going over towards A, but FaZe good stuff. Unfortunately for Zenith, they've got their eyes set on this B-bomb site.
Bob's going to be planted again early. I hesitated saying it before, but getting into these later stages of the tournament, giving yourself the objective in your favor is just so important. It forces your opponents to have to make a play, and if you can just hold down good lines of sight, you can force them to come right into your setups, which is exactly what Mike is doing, playing from this top side art. So we go 1 for 1, but now time is a problem. 22 seconds. Where did the percent come from? 22 seconds left for this retake to come through, and even though Epic Ways and TrueLight are in a 2v1, they have to make a play. Bomb is being defused. Epic has gotten on top of this. Oh, Cookie Boy's not checking. He's got to go. He's got to check this right now, and he's not going to get there in time. Zenith, big call to stick for the defuse, and they're still in this map.
Good stuff from Zenith, really good stuff. And those are the kind of plays that, again, do really make the difference. They may well have had the advantage in that situation, but then to press it, I think that is, again, it's the next step. It does really take some courage to jump on that bomb site, knowing that, hey, you're putting trust in your teammate to cover you. And even though they didn't need to do that, Zenith still going to work with it. They're still able to pick up that round. And now, FaZe good stuff. Still 5-3 up here, but still in search of this last round to close out the first matchup of today. It's now Zenith on the offense, bomb in hand for Epic Ways. What is Zenith going to do here? They're currently looking to send this bomb site through the middle of the map. This could be a good strategy, actually, if they do manage to pass. I believe Brumper Big Sticks is actually on top of the statue over towards the ring side. First few shots go in. Nobody dead just yet, though, and there you go. Exactly what I said. Oh, no. True Lad has just taken himself out of the equation, but good stuff from Zenith again. They are able to do exactly what I said, which is to get that kill inside kitchen, but unfortunately, the self-kill from True Lad leaves Garan in a 1 versus 2, Alan. This is a lot to do.
Really is, but if you were to want anybody, I think, from Zenith's POV, you want Garan. Yeah, he may have had a slow first map, and yeah, Waze is playing really well in this second map, but as far as who has been best in these multiple kill situations, Garan has been good, although are we not going to turn around for that kill, I guess? No, he's just going to pick up the bomb and just go essentially Mission Impossible style, try to cut through the map, but is not quite able to get to the bomb site as he does get taken down from behind. We'll see it from Cookie's perspective here. All he needed was 2 shots, and he finds them both pretty cleanly. So FaZe, good stuff. How about the quick 2 maps out of them? A very good Moscow, and then the 6-3 there after going up in a major way early on Raid. They'll be our first semifinalists. They're looking pretty solid. All 3 players really showing up today.
And to be honest, again, we talked about day number 1 of action, what we saw from the teams here in the UK Agency Showdown. And overall, the thing that was missing, generally speaking, was the ability to play as a trio. And that was where FaZe good stuff. They seem to have improved on their gameplay as a squad over day number 1. They looked very, very good, Alan. For Zenith, I think they regressed a little bit from what we saw from them in day number 1. I really like what we saw from them there, right? Individually speaking, they still seem to somewhat have it right. They're doing most of the things correct. I think, for example, we saw Epic Ways in that last round. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way, but he made the right call to just push through the mid-map and go straight for that one-on-one engagement. It worked out. It's just unfortunate in the end that his teammate did blow himself up with a Semtex. Yeah. It happens every so often.
It truly does happen more often than we care to admit, individually to us while we're playing. It's happened to be a handful of times. But no, I would say for Zenith, at least everyone can come away feeling pretty positive how they played. I think Epic didn't have the day that he wanted to yesterday. He played great in this series and was one of the reasons why the maps got to be, to round 9, round 10, and try to push them the limit to see if they could maybe extend to a map number 3. I think largely it was just those style of maps not very favorable to Zenith's play style, where they were kind of collectively running through those small choke points yesterday and coming out on top of trades. They weren't in a position to really allow them to do that with bigger, wide open maps. And I think that's going to be something that we'll see largely as we continue to go on throughout, not just today, but also whatever the map set looks like tomorrow when we get into the semis and the finals. Can you do well kind of working on a proverbial island by yourself? Because, larger maps and only having 3 players, it's kind of a requirement, really, you kind of feel like.
Yeah, it is. If we do get to see map number 3, if we do see Miami, right? When we have a 3 versus 3, you and I kind of joked about this before we got into it. It's going to take an eternity for players to get across the map. Miami
Truly.
is huge. It is seriously huge. I'm pretty sure it's the biggest map in the game by quite a margin. And if anything, as well, the big thing about it is the majority of the map, unless not unless you're incompetent in a sense, you cannot run through the middle of the map without getting caught out unless you have somebody not watching it.
It has to be timing. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get some really good timing to get through that middle of the map. So there's an entire portion of Miami that's essentially unusable unless you have a death wish. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that plays if we do see a game number 3. Personally, the chaotic good in me kind of hopes that we do see a game number 3 just to see how funny Miami will be for all of it. It's just going to be teams just pre-aiming lines of sight. He's going to turn the corner in a minute. He's going to turn the corner in a minute, but obviously that might not happen. So we'll see if it does go to game number 3. But game 1, the first match of the evening, did not. It was a 2-0 for the FaZe Good Stuff roster, and they now go on to the semi-finals. Let's take a look at our bracket then to see where they place in our bracket. Overall, I believe they go head-to-head with the winner of PG1 and the Heartless Scientists. That is going to be our next match up today. It's going to be super interesting to see the winner of that one. You talked earlier at the top of the show about the match that you most are excited for. That's going to be the next one coming up after this. However, I'm going to disagree with you, Alan. I'm going to say it's this one. I'm so excited to see this one. There's some names on the board here which are going to be super exciting to read the rosters out to you. PG1 is the Poopy Bum Man, who is our favorite player of all time. Baby Drumsy, Monsieur Pickles, which is your favorite name, actually.
It is, yes.
For the Heartless Scientist, it's the Herb Doctor, as I was told it was Herb Doctor yesterday, Matt and Paperboy. All of those players across the board, actually, extremely capable. So this is why I'm really excited for this match. I'm extremely excited specifically for the one-on-one between PP Bum Man and Matt, because I think those are the key players, I would say, on those two rosters. However, overall, I'd say this is going to be one of those matches where all of the players could turn up at any point.
Yeah, I would say this much, like at the end of the day yesterday, I think that the right side of the bracket when we saw it before was probably weighted with the most overall collective skill, but there are a lot of really hot individuals on this left side of the bracket. Like you had mentioned, Poopy Bum Man is one of our MVP candidates for the entire tournament, and he played lights out yesterday. So yeah, there's a lot of hope there. And I would say this much, going into that last matchup that we had with Zenith and FaZe Good Stuff, I thought whoever won that matchup would be hard-pressed to beat either Heartless or PG1. But after seeing all three players collectively do very well, I've kind of changed my mind a little bit. So now maybe I'm kind of eating my words, sitting there thinking that we just have 8 good teams that are left. And by the end of it, we'll have 4 good teams that are left. So as we get into it, Codcaster UI a little bit broken for the moment, but it's okay. It's PG1 there on the left. There we go. Just needed to swap to a player and it fixes itself. And then Heartless Scientists on the right, and one of our better players to keep an eye on, Poopy Bun Man. He's going to be pulling out the Pellington first. And I'm interested to see if he will have, again, that overkill where he can pull out a secondary that is actually a primary. And there it is. It's the AK-47.
Yeah, one of those rather odd weapons of choices. Not the meta that you and I would normally see in competitive COD, but it still does rip if you heal those shots. So, PP Bum Man, let's see how good they are with it. As it's going to be an A hit, or a B hit, sorry, from PG1 here. They're making their way around the outside of Laundry. Good first blood drawn by Baby Drumsy. Matt in the back boat in a 1 versus 3 hit. Potential to clutch this situation up. Now inside Laundry, looking for that kill. Unfortunately for Matt, Baby Drumsy, I mean, I'm sure we're going to see it here in the best play, since Baby Drumsy did actually end up picking up the prior kill as well. This is straight sliding from Baby Drumsy. Nice shots.
Yeah, really nice, and executing a little bit of movement that we love to see. And again, as we go further and further into the tournament, those little executions on just some of the core mechanics could be the difference maker. And it looks like, again, we are not getting a full load in for this last player, so it looks like we will likely get a bit of a lobby restart here, unless everyone's just kind of wait and see if they can get Poopy Bum Man back in. Yeah, I was going to say, because only 2 kills came in. I actually missed it in real time as well until the end of the round. I was like, oh, okay, we lost Poopy Bum Man. So it looks like we will actually get a lobby restart there. We'll have to confirm whether or not they still hold on and retain that 1-0 lead coming into the lobby restart, or will it just be a fresh restart, considering that, like we mentioned, Poopy Bum Man did lag out or drop out pretty early on to that round. It was like right in the halfway point before we really got those execution plays that we were looking for.
Yeah, I was really confused actually. I was sort of thinking, I was like, because it was Baby Drums, you drew that first blood over towards Laundry, and then I don't know if I was just being competent by missing that second kill. I was like, hang on, that's in a 1 versus 3. What happened here? But no, it was a lag out, so it does make sense. We'll be back into that lobby very, very shortly. But good first round overall from PG1. Again, nice to see Moscow in this setting, Alan, because it means that we do see B hits, which we never get to see in our competitive quality. Well, we do now.
I would say never is a bit of a stretch.
Well, I'd say 9 times out of 10. So for those of you who don't watch Call of Duty challenges, first of all, you should watch Call of Duty challenges because it is excellent Call of Duty. But for those of you who don't, essentially we have these tournaments, the Challengers Cups, and for the first 4 of them of the season, I'd say that the B bomb site, which on Moscow, was essentially just not used. I'd say 9 out of 10 times it was straight towards A, and that was at least in Europe. All right, maybe North America is different.
I was about to say that must be solely a European.
But then again, NA's search and destroy is trash. So that because they don't cover their strategies. So that's yeah, I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. Please don't eviscerate me on Twitter. I am joking.
Flip it, ship it.
Someone will edit that last part out. I'm gonna get boiled on Twitter after this. Anyway, yeah, I think for the last Challengers Cup though that you and I got to cover this weekend, that B-bomb site is becoming more and more of an option, if only because of the fact that people aren't expecting those hits anymore. So for sure, things are really opening up now, but at least in this setting, it's nice to see more of a variety of the bomb sites being hit.
I'm surprised that I haven't, like, again, because EU runs either right as I'm waking up and trying to get my life together in the morning, or it's running simultaneously as North America. I'm surprised to hear you say that, because whenever we watch it in APAC in North America, like, the B site is used equally as much as the A site now. Like, in the first weeks, yeah, it was like mostly just the A site. But since that point, I don't know, we've gotten a lot of B hits, a lot of B setups that we've had. So I'm perplexed by you saying that, but
go watch it. I'll tell you what, Alan, right? I'll ask Cam Allen to produce a stat about it. I'll ask him to go through all of our VODs from European challenges and produce a stat about how many Moscow searches. Oh, right. You know what? Ignore my stupidity. No, you can't see at all. Anyway, we're going to go to a Moscow that we can see here between PG1 and Heartless Scientists. I'm going to presume that the PG1 first round victory is going to be added to the overall score line here. And actually, I don't know, because the player did lag out. So I guess we'll see when it comes to if PG1 are 5 whatever up, whether or not the game's ended.
Indeed the case. Now, with first blood for Matt, just picking up where he left off, but Herb Doctor. The team kill, so now it's really going to be on Matt to see if he can do more, and yeah, he is able to do more. It's 2 kills, but now time becoming a problem. Bomb is still down. We'll see a pick is not going to get the kill. That was really the only way that Heartless Scientists were probably going to win that round. They're able to. Good stuff.
Stuff here once again from the FaZe. Good stuff. That means that now it's going to be. I love saying that, by the way. Overall, good stuff. Sorry, not FaZe. Good stuff.
PG, yeah, it's the orange.
Right, it's the orange color. Okay, for a second there, I was like, it's the orange color. We're still on with FaZe. Good stuff, but we're not. I apologize, guys. Who's being gormless today? It's me. It's the Heartless Scientists though going to draw around here. We're now 1-0 up after Matt starting to pick things up. The Herb Doctor also there as well on the board with a kill. Now let's see whether or not Heartless Scientists can get a second round on the board. It's them on the offense. They're making their way towards A. However, there is some resistance to be felt. PG1 on this A bomb site, Alan. Monsieur Pickles will be the first player involved in engagement. Paperboy with a pre-aim, though, gets that first blood. And now PG1, 1 player down. Baby Drumsy going to fall as well. It all falls on the shoulders of the Poopy Bum Man. Coming up the escalators, he goes for this first gunfight. Gets it against Paperboy. What a snap.
AK-47 is nasty, dude. It kills so fast.
GA.
It's just so dirty. The bomb is planted. Heartless Scientists. Again, we did restart this lobby and we're going to give a fresh start. So it is just 1-0 right now in favor of Heartless Scientists. We're not carrying over the previous round. Herb Doctor holding the corner. Good timing here. Knows where Poopy Bum Man is. Retakes the chow. Thought he's in the corner. And 2 shots. 2 shots. Jeez. I mean, if you can lock a headshot down, this thing kills so darn fast. But time is an issue here. 15 seconds. It needs 7.5 to defuse. Now down to 11. 1v1 coming through. Poopy Bum Man trying to finesse away just as he picked up the bomb, but will not be able to extend his life. 2-0 up for the Heartless Scientists.
Dude, I thought we were about to see some insane movement out of Poopy Bum Man there at the end. He was about to slide, cancel his way out of that, but no. Oh, dearie me, not to be. Poopy Bum Man unable to win a 1 versus 3. It was a good attempt, though. He got that first 2 kills. It's going to pad his stats a little bit, but unfortunately, the stat that matters, the overall game scoreline, it's not in favor of PG1 at the moment. Early doors, it is Heartless Scientists being 2-0 up. We have got confirmation that that first round did not count because of the lag out. So we're going straight from fresh here, 2-0 up now for the Heartless Scientists. See if they can win round number 3. Look at this aggression, Poopy Bum Man.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it there. If you're accurate with the AK-47, it can rip. Unfortunately for Poopy Bum Man, he wasn't accurate in that particular engagement.
The triple stack through mid-map was just a gamble that pays off for this first blood for Heartless Scientists. Monsieur Piquez able to find himself a trade back. So 2v2, also collecting the bomb, but is going to push right over towards where Paperboy is. You got to be careful here. Shots, not going to be good enough for a kill, but a lot of damage and, of course, information behind that. Matt seems to want to follow behind this play. And as he does, he's going to catch Baby Drumsy on top of the escalators. Nade, not going to finish the kill, but the bomb, meanwhile, gets planted. Paperboy finds the kill from Pickles as he tries to back away, and then Matt from the flank cleans things up. Heartless Scientists will be up 3-0.
Heartless Scientists, they just look like a really good squad, and at the moment as well, I mean, I know I said it at the start of that game, or the end of that game number 1 that we saw, between Zenith and FaZe Good Stuff, but again, the real difference maker in situations like these in Search and Destroy is whether or not you're able to put yourselves together as a unit, and we saw at the very start of this round, it's this Heartless Scientist roster, they stacked together in mid-map. If a player died, there would have been a trade, and at the moment, that's the reason that we're seeing Heartless Scientists being able to edge out this PG1 roster. Let's see if PG1 can start to pull things together, though. This is only 3-0 down. You can absolutely make a comeback from this point. Heartless Scientist on the offense. And I'd like to see PG1 here on the defense get a little bit aggressive. If they can really surprise Heartless Scientists as they approach this A-bomb site, it might give them the advantage in the round. But for now, they're playing this passive as previously, giving up a little bit of this A-bomb site to Heartless Scientists.
And that's just, again, giving up space to Heartless Scientists is really not something you're going to feel great saying out loud because they're making good. But Poopy Bum Man is making a long wrap. And I stress the long part of it because he's going all the way around the back. And while he's taking his time getting around, he leaves Pickles in what would be a 1v3 situation that he has to kind of stave off. But nobody is watching the flank, at least not at the moment. Paperboy's trying to push forward. Here comes the isolation of Monsieur Pickles. The flank for Poopy Bum Man is coming. Can Pickles stay alive? No, he's not able to. So now it's just not a Poopy Bum Man. Good for the first kill. Tagged up heavy, and Paperboy cleans him up. Yeah, I understand the presence of mind for PG1 and Poopy Bum Man to try to go for the long flank, but that's too long of a flank. And he kind of leaves his teammates out to dry just a little bit too long.
I feel like we've seen these kind of long flanks so often, right, across the first 2 days so far. I mean, I know this is only our second match today, but I feel like these long flanks, they happen so often. And the problem with them is, right, is that if you make these long flanks, you have to be swift with them. You can't take a whole 20, 30 seconds because that's an eternity in a Call of Duty round. And by the time that you've actually got on the flank, the teammates that you're supposed to be helping out, they'll be gone. They'll be gone out of the round because they're at an immediate disadvantage because you are not there. And these flanks, I mean, they need to be fixed by these players if they want to execute them properly. So maybe they will be in the future. But for now, PG1, not going to have to rely on a flank just yet in this round. Poopy Bum Man going to draw first blood here. Paperboy down for the count. They do, however, have a player, Alan, over towards A. Maybe a little bit of a Trojan horse.
But looks like the bomb will focus here to B still, and that could be dangerous because Herb Doctor is here. Shots are good. Takes down the Poopy Bum Man. Now it's just down to what Pickles and Drumsy could do together. And Drumsy, I was about to speak him into existence there. He had a really pretty solid day yesterday. But having a tough time getting things going here. Matt finds the exchange. 6 kills in a row for him. And it's just down to Pickles, who's waiting for information just in this doorway. He's not nearly as concealed as he thinks he is, that's for sure. Matt will toss out a stun. That will connect. And that'll be a nice little flip around. And Pickles just got completely turned inside out right there.
Matt played that so well. You know, I've got to call that out.
Yeah,
Well
truly.
done to Matt, 100%. You know, and again, it is those extra layers that you add to those kind of plays, right? Matt didn't just push for it. He didn't just stun and then push for the kill through the window. Actually went for a wraparound as well, knowing that the stun lasts long enough that he could essentially get away with it. So really good stuff, again, from Matt. 7-0 start for them. And again, Matt, I believe, is... I'm not sure actually if he is one of the players. No, he's not, sorry. I was going to say that he's one of the players for the MVP, but that would be incorrect. That would be a lie. But to be honest with you, I mean... He's an MVP in my heart because he's 7-0 at the moment. He had a great performance yesterday in the first set of matches here in the Activision Blizzard Media Agency Showdown. Let's see if he can continue it on. That's a lovely nade from Baby Drumsy. Gonna cook it up into the window, but unfortunately for Baby Drumsy, he's trading out with a nice XM4 shot from the Doctor.
Cooks that steak, a perfect set of medium rare. Matt. Tough situation, tosses a frag of his own, loses his teammate, and that's not cooked all that long, so able to stay alive as Pickles. He's actually repositioned as well. Matt does not have the bomb in hand here. He's going to have to make this wrap all the way back through to pick this up or find both kills because it's only got 35 seconds of the round. Remember, he needs 5 seconds to plan. Matt, long-range shots, nearly good enough on the Poopy Bomb Man. Would have given him an opportunity maybe to find the second kill because Pickles is right to his right, stays alive. Secondary challenge, catches him on the reload. 1 HP though, really. That's a good exchange, good trade. PG1 finally on the board.
Well, if you need to get on the board, it's now, essentially, for PG1 as they finally do exactly as you say, Alan. See now whether or not they're able to continue to ride this wave. And remember, they were 5-0 down here, Alan. So this would be what we like to call a full sail comeback.
Yeah.
We do love that. For anybody who would ever like to get involved in competitive Call of Duty, first of all, check out the Call of Duty League, because that is probably the most immediate thing that you could do. Secondly, search Full Sail Optic Gaming comeback into YouTube. It's one of the best moments of all time.
What, for Black Ops 2?
Yeah, because it was Complexity coming back on Optic Gaming.
What, it was on Express, yeah?
Yeah. Just search it, guys. Wait, you don't remember that?
I said I remember that.
I thought you were going to say, yeah. It's a great moment for anybody wanting to get into competitive COD. That is probably one of the best moments that you could watch. It will really get your blood pumping. For now, though, Baby Drumsy, he's going to be feeling the adrenaline at the 1 versus 3. Going for that first blood against Matt. And the Doctor coming in for the pressure as well. Good nade again. Baby Drumsy, he's cooking these up.
Yeah, man.
For the second kill, not going to happen, though. Doesn't have another nade to deal with that last player and Heartless Scientists. They look good there in game number 1, Alan.
I'll say this much. If Baby Drumsy starts to find some, what's to say, he starts to feel a little bit staggered out in his current day job, he definitely could make a play to potentially work in, a fine steakhouse somewhere. He's been cooking up those nades pretty darn near perfectly so far. But a bit unfortunate because they only take away 1 round. And, for PG1, I think our expectations were that this would be still competitive, even though I think, at least for me, I've got a little bit more favor towards Heartless Scientists. But that said, Poopa Bum Man is one of our candidates for MVP. But at this point, if Matt has another really solid second map on Raid, we might need to consider writing in a third or another MVP candidate because that was what, a 8-1 performance or something like that for him. And that's probably one of the best that we've seen so far throughout the tournament, not just on the day.
Yeah, for sure. And again, it isn't unlike Matt as well, right? He had the same kind of performance.
Played well yesterday.
Yeah. This is not uncharacteristic of Matt. We've seen him play like this yesterday. So it's not all that surprising. Really good stuff from him. And the rest of the squad too as well. Stepping things up, Herb Doctor and Paperboy, they had their moments. But of course, it is Matt that we highlight in game number 1. Game number 2 then, coming up very soon. We've got Raid, Search and Destroy to continue this particular matchup. And hey, would you look at that? The speed, the swiftness, we get into it. We love that from our friends at Activision Blizzard Media as we're right into it. Alan, PG1, 1-0 down in the series. Can they tie it up?
Matt with the scope. Already finding first blood through the middle of the map. It's on the Poopy Bum Man, so now it's down to the players of Drumsy and Pickles to make a play in this 2v3. They are trying to work this together, but they need to come away with at least one of them finding 2 kills at minimum. Drumsy sliding over to the jacuzzi. Boy, tough, but still wins the gunfight. Matt, I'm sure, would love to have that fight back because he got aggressive, thinking that His initial shots were pretty darn good, and Baby Drumsy nearly found Paperboy with another perfectly cooked nade. Bob's gonna get played though. I don't know, man, but he's got the grill going right now.
Paperboy in this one-on-one engagement down the open steps. Herb Doctor also looking for this kill against Baby Drumsy. He takes the shots off. Very few of them going to hit though. Have to go for the reload. Manages to get away with their life. Unfortunately though, for Baby Drumsy, it's a 1 versus 2. Oh, it's unfortunate. I mean, you're essentially in a 1 versus 2 there, and of course, more to the point, both of the players that you're up against are shooting at you. There's not really much that you can do.
Yeah, good help from Paperboy, just from the side there. I mean, his teammate tagged up really heavily. Needed to play their life, and he gets these team shots in. Herb Doctor gets the regen, and then all it takes is a couple of shots to finish off the kill. So, yeah, good help. Really, really good help. And that's, again, a nice start. Matt gets first blood off the snipe. And Heartless Scientists still clutch up in that 2v2 to get themselves that 1-round lead.
Heartless Scientists again starting as they potentially mean to go on here. 1-0 up in the game. Now looking to take this bomb towards B. PG1 have 1 player on the defense over here. That's going to be the Poopy Bum Man. Fight may be about to go down inside Laundry as Matt makes his way in. Poopy Bum Man is out the back. Does Matt realize it in time though? Poopy Bum Man doesn't actually have the best weaponry to deal with this fight when it does inevitably come his way as well. That's going to be the one downside. But Poopy Bum Man going to get the hell out of dodge, move over towards mid-map. This is going to give up the bomb site towards Heartless Scientists though.
Retake is going to be so hard pressed to get here. Not just because it's taking so long, but because you have Matt who's kind of cutting off this play. Push up a man from behind. It's tough. So now again, Baby Drumsy, Monsieur Pickers, make a way over to B. Matt's cut off this completely, so there's only really one place they could be located, and Paperboy will get the information pretty darn close. Not a lot of time. Here's Matt in the pinch. He'll find himself another elimination just down to Drumsy. Not a lot of time to play for the defuse. Paperboy not going to get the kill to Diamati. Maybe an opportunity still, but there's Matt. He converts on the tagged up final player, and Heartless Scientists up 2-0 again early.
And these are fine margins, to be fair, right? I will say that much, right? It's not like the Heartless Scientists are walking away with these rounds. Yeah, they're kind of being gifted opportunities like there. For example, they shouldn't have had an open bomb site to plant the bomb on. At the very least, I think Poopy Bum Man probably should have kept an eye on the bomb site and called out to his teammates that, hey guys, there's somebody over here. But nonetheless, these are coming down to essentially 1-on-1s and 1v2s in these early rounds here on Raid Search and Destroy. So PG1, they fix a couple of mistakes. They should be in good to make their way back into this game and into this series. But for now, it is the Heartless Scientists in the lead with this one. And they've actually made the very same mistake that PG1 did in the prior round. They've left this B-bomb site entirely open to the plant. And hey, would you look at that shift? They take advantage of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, with how quick Heartless Scientists have played offensively to get to the objective, I would love to see PG1 kind of take that as a little bit of inspiration that we should be trying to do the same, and they will. But are they covering all the appropriate lanes? Does not look to be so. Paperboy on the flank will find 2. Matt on the rock finds the last. Matt, they're all dead, brother. You can defuse the bomb.
Oh, man. Matt's cracked out. Matt is cracked.
Yo, low-key, one of the first times I, played in 8's lobby, we did, a full set. It was with the college con staff. And, I'm just an okay player, at best. And I had, it was in Black Ops 4. I found 3 kills in the round, and, I was still looking for the last players. And they were dead. I was I was so teed. It was on payload. I had cleared top heaven. Man. I was like, where they at? Where they at? I needed to play for the defuse, and yeah, everyone was dead.
The funniest part about all of that is I can absolutely imagine you doing it. Just imagine you just frantically searching around the map for those last 2 players, and your teammates just being like, Alan.
Yeah, dead. Dude, I was teed, dude. I was so teed up.
Oh man, Matt in the same position. Oh no, Matt, come on, man, you got to be hitting those snipes. Misses 2 bullets, but does at least have the information of where at least one player is. Paperboy coming on the flank, going to work off the back of that info. Draws first blood in this round. Poopy Bum Man going to be down for the count, and now it's down to Monsieur Pickles and Baby Drumsy, the former of which now left up in a 1 versus 3 in no man's land as far as this bomb is concerned.
Pickles. Oh my goodness, he's got players in front. The trophy system. We haven't seen too many trophies come into play here. That one comes into play in a major way. I mean, that's just good luck, have fun moment right there. You toss that nade, you think you're going to be able to find maybe one kill. It gets soaked up by a trophy, and then all of a sudden, you start to take shots, and everybody turns to return fire. That's just unfortunate. 4-0, though. I mean, Matt is 6-1, 5 straight kills. He's done it with the scope. He's done it with the SMG. Paperboy playing really well. And there hasn't even been a requirement for Herb Doctor to do much of anything because his teammates are just finding all the kills so darn quick.
Rest of the team starting to step things up here with the Heartless Scientists. So if you look over at PG1, though, I mean, Baby Drumsy is the only one with any frags to his name at all. Monsieur Pickles and the PP Bum Man need to start contributing here to this game. If not, PG1 will find themselves knocked out of the tournament. And there it is. Monsieur Pickles picks up that first blood against the Herb Doctor. Matt, though, going to be trading things out here, Alan. And now PG1 find themselves in a 2 versus 2. Bomb in hand for Baby Drumsy. Has, however, found himself in the line of sight of Paperboy. And Paperboy going to go force the issue. That's a lovely play from Paperboy. Now a 1 versus 2. And Monsieur Pickles actually going to trade it out. So now 1 versus 1. Matt versus Monsieur Pickles. Matt is the player that you want alive in this situation. If you're the Heartless Scientists, Monsieur Pickles has the bomb. Matt going to turn away at the wrong time. Good old Call of Duty timing for both of these players, actually. Monsieur Pickles has no idea. Matt, I believe, has seen him. I'm pretty sure. There you go. Now he certainly has, and able to get that kill before the bomb is even down. The Heartless Scientists once again in a 5-0 up position here, Alan.
Yeah, maybe you didn't actually see him as he crossed to the right by those towels right there. I could have sworn he saw his shoulder as he jumped out, but regardless, weird timings, they happen. Sometimes it comes up in your favor, but it looks like the blessings have been paid by the COD gods, the Heartless Scientists so far. Matt is 8-1, 7 in a row again. If you can't tell by my emphasis, he could potentially be a write-in for MVP candidate because he's played extremely well. Now, granted, Poopy Bumman, who is one of our predetermined MVP candidates, he hasn't found a kill yet. He's just been putting himself in the middle of the map and coming up on unfortunate timing. There it is again. Long-range shots from Herb Doctor. 0-6 for the PG1 hard carry from yesterday, at least. Careful. Nearly lines up. A Paperboy locks down the kill. Once again, down to Monsieur Pickles. Try to send this to a first round and extend the map just a touch.
Oh, Monsieur Pickles, what can you do today, sir? 1 versus 3. It's possible. He gets the first kill, but it's not to be. 6-0 for the Heartless Scientists. I said I was really looking forward to this series, Alan, and while it still did provide some great moments, 1 round is all that PG1 were able to pick up over the course of game number 1 and game number 2, but it does mean the Heartless Scientists, they are through to our single elimination brackets semi-final. Ooh, what a performance out of the Heartless Scientists, and particularly, shout out to Matt. That's not to say that the Herb Doctor and Paperboy didn't do anything, but Matt most certainly did. He performed. His performance was stellar. That's just the bottom line there.
FaZe Good Stuff are going to have their hands full tomorrow in the semifinals with that roster of 3. I mean, after yesterday, they were one of my favorites, especially on the left side of the bracket. They were by far, I think, my favorite to get into at least the semifinals, if not potentially the grands. And I think today just kind of cemented that. Matt played really, really well, but the whole team, again, is participating. And, I hate that we keep bringing it up, but that's what we largely look at. We kind of had the conversation yesterday, too, where it's like, yeah, we have maybe this one all-star playing for certain teams, but will they individually be able to handle 3 competent players that might be slightly less than that individual skill level? And that was kind of the framework that we had. Poopy Bomb Man played incredible yesterday. Would he be able to do the same thing versus 3 very competent players on the other side? The answer today was definitively no. I mean, he only walked away with only a couple of kills, didn't even get a single one in that raid. And that's the one thing, you come out with a lot of confidence in your own individual skill, and you're just running, hoping to go 1v3 every single round. You're going to find yourself in a bad position to where even if you do find 1 kill, the competent players around you are going to trade that kill out. And that was pretty exemplified right there. So again, hopefully a learning lesson for those that are up there, maybe still to come to play today, or those that are carrying on to tomorrow, that we need to make sure that we really are working together, because it's not a one-man show when you've got even 3v3 search and destroy in front of you.
Yeah, 100% agreed. It does need to be a team effort, and that is the one thing that I think you and I have noted today is that there have been a lot more team efforts from the winning rosters here with FaZe Good Stuff and the Heartless Scientists. So both of those rosters look pretty good, Alan. I'm
Yeah.
excited for how the rest of this bracket is shaping up. I don't know if we can take a look now at what our single elimination bracket does look like as we look forward to the second half of today's matches. Of course, the matches that we do have remaining straight after this would be Bojo's Lasagna, who I am 100% backing. I'm sorry if you call me a bias caster, but their name is simply just better, versus the Zaxxas Wavemaker. The winner of that matchup will face it off against Paid Search and Destroy versus Triple Threat, the winner of that one. And there we go, we can now see it on our screens. The overall bracket, you can already see FaZe Good Stuff on the Heartless Scientists for all their efforts, Alan, already through towards the semi-finals tomorrow. But now we need to crown ourselves two new semi-finalists to cast over tomorrow.
This was going to be, like, for my mind, going into today, this matchup coming up was the one that I was really looking the most forward to, just because I think both of these teams they showcased a lot of prowess yesterday. Now, for Paid Search and Destroy and Triple Threat, the final match of the day, again, I think both teams are going to be evenly matched, but still, I think the winner of this game is going to be in a really good spot to get into the grand finals on the right side of the bracket. But we've already seen, day one to day two, a couple of inconsistencies, players not playing as well as they were the day before, or I would say more importantly, players who maybe not had the greatest of day yesterday are showing up today. So one of those things that we're kind of looking at when you start to look at a big matchup like this one, where both teams showcased all three players playing well yesterday, can they continue that into today, right? I mean, that's really what we largely look at from the casting side of things when we're trying to frame up who did well, and who might continue to do, their due diligence here and be more dominant and maybe be one of those runners for the, that MVP that we're kind of looking at, by the end of the tournament. We've already seen a couple, Garan didn't play all that well today. Poopy Bum Man didn't play all that well today. We've got Sprags coming up. He played great yesterday. Chat was gassing him up, saying he was shooting bots, getting ready to go. He was showing some great movement, but will he also fall victim to this MVP nominee kind of torch right now? Because so far, both of the last two players that were nominated did not have the greatest day so far. So we'll see if he can change the tide.
Absolutely, I have faith in Sprags. I will say that much. As much as I'm rooting for Bojo's Lasagna here, simply based on the name. Sprags, I've got faith in this guy to continue to perform yesterday. I mean, yesterday, as we kind of said, we were actually kind of looking for players that were performing as well as maybe we'd expect to see in a competitive match, right? Even a low-level one. The same kind of play, not necessarily the same kind of performance, but the same kind of play, the way that they're able to move around the map, the way they're able to pick up kills. Sprags had that. And in my mind, at least, this isn't an L to any of the other players in the tournament, but Sprags was the only player that had that movement. So that's where I kind of expect them to have the same kind of consistent performance coming into today. How much disaster does this spell for Bojo's Lasagna, though? That's the question. To me, not very much, because I would say actually as a roster overall, Bojo's Lasagna did actually look better, I would say, as a team. I think a lot of what we saw from Zaxxas Wavemaker yesterday was them playing with Sprags. Sprags, was the player that really did push everything forward, was just destroying everybody. So we'll see how much of an effect that comes into play. Of course, you can well just carry your team. You can well just backpack your team throughout every single win and such. But again, as you and I have talked about extensively, it is better to have yourselves a full working unit that plays together as a roster. That is always better, regardless of whether, unless you've brought Scumps to the table or Crim6, two of the best players in the world, it is just better to always play as a team.
It's still one of those things to be said, just to kind of, look at the overarching of what leads to Call of Duty success. We've seen even in the Pro League, individual players have pop-off games where it's like record-breaking games and still come up short and their team loses. I'm thinking back to like TJ Halley, World War II, London Docks. He drops 60 kills or something like that during World Champs in that run that he was able to put together with his squad. They still lost that game. And that was like an unheard of kill total. He took over the lobby, but the rest of his teammates were struggling. So, cool. Congratulations. It's kind of like, I don't know. Do you watch a lot of basketball, Brody, by chance?
I don't, I'm afraid.
Okay. Well,
if it's on,
I'm going to make a little shooty hoops reference for you. I'm from Chicago, big Bulls fan when they were, Jordan was playing and all that stuff. Winning his team at that point of all time. They won the championship that year. Golden State during the regular season has the most overall wins. They take the throne over, take that championship or take that title, but then they don't win the championship. doesn't really count. You know what I mean? Like in my
Mhm.
mind, no, it doesn't. The Bulls still the best. That '96 Bulls team still the best team ever to play.
Yeah, that's a fair analogy. I don't know. I don't know how I would answer that. How do I Britify this? I don't know.
I've got no idea how you would United
How do I
Kingdomize that.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. To be fair, I'm not the type of person, and I'm sure that I'm not actually seeing the chat at the moment. I'm sure the chat will roast me for this, but I am actually a weirdo when it comes to this country in terms of I do not like traditional sports. I don't know why. I just esports is king. I don't know what it is about
video
traditional
game
sports.
nerds, dude. It's just the way it goes.
I'm going to commit heresy to the United Kingdom, to Britain. I'm going to commit heresy to England at the moment by saying that I find English football boring. I'm sorry, I do. I am one of the only people. Do you know what? I love it. I revel in it. I'm going to open myself up to all the criticism in the world at the moment. Football is boring, goddammit. Right? It is.
You're
I don't
more
understand.
bold than I, friend. I would never admit something like that.
I don't understand. You know, if Tun was here, he'd be ripping me for this right now.
He absolutely would. That's rule number 1 here, Brody. Know your audience. I mean, come on.
Look, right. Okay, if you can tell me that there's a football, well, there probably is a football equivalent, but there isn't, for the sake of this argument, right? That there is not a football equivalent of Proofies 1 versus 4 Ace with Optic Gaming against Evil Geniuses, MLGX Games 2014. Again, if you guys want to get into competitive Call of Duty ever, that is a great clip. Watch that back. It's a beautiful moment. Beautiful moment.
I'm just laughing at the polarity between the two of us. I'm referencing the '96 Bulls and the Golden State Warriors, and you're referencing 2014 X Games 1v4s.
Hey, it's still sports. It's the X Games, right?
We're very different people.
As a matter of fact, it's extreme sports, which makes it even better. No, yeah, we are absolutely. But then again, you know, I'm a youth, right? What can I say, Alan? I'm a millennial. Well, I don't know if you actually consider me a millennial. I was born in '99.
You're a millennial, yeah.
Oh, okay. I am a millennial, factually. Yeah. Whereas, you know, you're a boomer, Alan. So,
oh, dude.
I'm kidding. No, I don't know. I suppose esports is for the young. What can I say, guys? So if you're young, if you want to be young, you want to prove that you're young, watch esports, watch video games. It's good. It's good, especially now as well. Like, I'd say generally speaking, because obviously there was a period of time specifically, I don't know how it was in the US, but specifically in the UK, there was a period of time where the Premier League wasn't on for the longest time, of course, because coronavirus just essentially halted sports generally. For esports, even though, of course, we've had our own equivalent of that, we haven't had LAN events recently whatsoever. Esports, the very nature of video games means that events like this one, where you and I are sitting in our bedrooms, essentially, casting online, events like this can still go ahead, and that is the beauty of esports, and that goes for all essentially the top events, including, mind you, the Call of Duty League. That starts very, very soon. You guys should definitely check that one out because it's going to be epic. I'm so excited for the Call of Duty League this year.
Oh, me too.
Honestly, like, there are so many big storylines going into this year, so I'm sure even the most casual of gaming fans will have heard of the names like Optic Gaming, 100 Thieves. You've got both of those brands in this year in the Call of Duty League as their respective franchises, with the Optic Chicago and with the LA Thieves. Just like stuff like that is why I love the Call of Duty League, because it's able to really bring those kind of storylines to a casual fan base. So if you guys ever want to check that out, you know, your favorite names in gaming generally, they probably are, believe it or not, involved in Call of Duty esports, specifically right into the UK. Vicstar, who is one of the most popular Warzone streamers, I believe he actually just quit Warzone, part of the London Royal Ravens. So
I don't think he's playing anymore.
but he is still part of the London Royal Ravens as a content creator. So we'll see how everything goes down. But anyway, we're back in with Bodo Zazania and Zaxis Wavemaker. Alan and I no longer have to talk trash, and we can start talking about some nice Call of Duty.
I still can't believe you consider me a boomer.
I don't. I'm only joking, dude. You're a youth. You're a millennial yourself. You look like you've not aged a day since 1988.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Wait, how do you know my birth year? What the?
Wait, is that your birth year?
Yeah, I was born in '88. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. That was just a random year, but dude. No, I'm just kidding. It's on your game, Pete. No, I don't even know. I genuinely have no idea. That was such a great guess, though. Consider me a clairvoyant.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange here early. And, you know, one of the players that we already talked about, Sprags, you know, as far as his kind of carry potential for Zax. It's not to say anything about Eric and Iyer, who both played well. But on the other side, Forehead had a great Garrison, if I remember right. But then it was Lana and Cam who played really well in the checkmate. So We'll see how things kind of unfold. Again, collective squad. Sprags, interesting route. Takes Cam off the heady. Little shaky in the shots there was Cam. Forehead, nice Semtex. Looking for the kill into Ire. Tosses out a stun that nearly gets the elimination, but it's Sprags who comes through, finds the kill, no problem. And he'll take all 3 and also be rewarded for the defuse.
What a surprise, Alan. Round
No
number
one was
1.
surprised.
Look, I'm not going to immediately presume that this is how this game is going to go. But the first round is exactly what we saw yesterday with this Zaxis Wavemaker roster. Sprags comes through, picks up 3, turns the round in Zaxis' favor. Again, it's stuff like this, right? I mean, you can just see it in their movement, the way Sprags is playing. Of course, you know, for anybody watching sort of Call of Duty League and Call of Duty Challenges, maybe you'll be used to that. Maybe you're thinking, well, that's nothing special. But I think in the context of this tournament particularly, Sprags knows what they're doing, and that seems to be the case with Zaxis Wavemaker. And hey, maybe that could all change. Maybe this was just a fluke for round number 1. Maybe he hasn't eaten his Weetabix this morning, but we'll see for Zaxis Wavemaker. 1-0 up though, good start for them.
3-man hit over towards A. Sprags will be the first one forward, and again, this is some set strategy plays right now. Trophy down behind you, smoke up in front of you, get control of bricks. This is what you would see amateur teams do before smokes were GA'd, but Bojo's Lasagna is going to try to hit this from escalators. Here comes the challenger. Sprags does not win it versus Cam. Now trouble started to him out as Bojo's Lasagna will also set a player on the back. They have completely trapped Eric and Ire on top of this A site. Forehead shots will reveal his position. Not going to find a kill. Semtex trying to push him forward. 1v1 opportunity, but Eric has to give it up. Lana looking for the exchange. Not going to win it. Eric wins a required 1v1. And now 35 seconds to play. We've got a 2v2.
What is Axis going to do in this position? Stun goes at Air. It's going to be Forehead and Cam trying to make their way up into this bomb site. They're going at it from 2 different positions. They could potentially go for the pincer movement, and that's exactly what happens here. Cam takes out the first player, the second isn't ready. And without Sprags, Zaxis Wavemaker seem to fall apart here in the 2 versus 2. But, you know, on the other side of that, not to take anything away from Bojo Zazania, they looked like a really good team there. I mean, that's a good coordinated push in.
Yeah, and I think largely it's just you hit that long flanker on the back, and you know for a fact that the rest of Zaxis is playing either on top of or in front of the A site. At least that should be the communication. It looks like it mostly was, so yeah, good stuff. And again, I think this matchup's going to go very back and forth. I don't think this is going to be one of those situations where you send out your best champion, we'll send out ours. I think all 3 players have the ability to clutch up when required, and even though Sprags, I think, like we mentioned yesterday, if we were to go off of like when league play comes out, it's a traditional league play system where you go from bronze to masters. He's probably a plat diamond player. So we'll see if he can keep his life and try to hold that advantage for Zaxis. Otherwise, for Bojo's, they can keep finding ways to get him down early. Might be an opportunity to use those numbers. Tough shots there. Forehead pinches up. And again, I think that's just Sprags getting a little bit too aggressive.
Overzealous maybe for Sprags here. Of course, Zaxis Wavemaker trying to work off his confidence, but that may just be their downfall if they keep on playing like this. Of course, we're only 3 rounds in, so that might just be a premature call. But Eric Kentner coming from behind. Eric? Hello? Tries to go for a melee. Doesn't work out. Does get a kill before falling. And you know, as I was about to say, right, I mean, it is this very aggressive play coming in from Sprags. I think, if anything, the big thing here for Bojo Zazania is if they take him out, I mean, I'm not going to say they automatically win the round, but they are immediately in a much, much better position. You might call it a key to victory, as a matter of fact, right? For Bojo Zazania. They take out Sprags, the round becomes infinitely easier to make happen.
Here we go. Offense for Zaxis. It's going to be where? It looks like back over to A again. Will it be the same trophy and smoke setup for Sprags? No, he's going to take the bomb back over towards the middle of the map. There are 2 members defensively for Bojo's playing passively in middle, but they are here in the middle. Looking maybe to set the same take up. But you remember last time around, Cam just held his life in front of A, and then both players for Bojo's rotated through the middle of the map, and Sprags, this is all timing versus him, and Lana gives up the angle. And now again, Bojo's Lasagna have players in Eskies, players around the back, and a player in the front. Eric will fall. And Zaxis again is trapped on this A site.
2 versus 3. At least Sprags is alive in this situation. Sprags now 1 versus 3. They do know where he is. So Bojo Zazania not in that bad a position, but Sprags looking for this first kill, does get it. More importantly, gets away scot-free as well. Stun goes out from Bojo Zazania. It is going to tag Sprags, so they do know he's still there. One good thing for Sprags here is he does have bomb. He's not going to have to retrieve it before going anywhere, but great pre-fire coming in from Bojo Zazania. A third round under the board, and I said that they needed to take Sprags out to win the round. I'm not sure that's wholly true anymore. Sprags in a 1 versus 3 isn't able to win it.
I mean, they're still taking him out of the play, right? He's the last one left versus 3.
True.
I mean, it's just one of those things that I think this Axis Wavemaker team falls, again, into the same product that we saw from the Poopy Bum Man, where you've got one super hard carry, but if the rest of your teammates are getting caught and you're playing up against a team of, again, 3 competent players, will that one superstar really shine? And the answer is no right now, right? I mean, Bojo's Lasagna has played collectively as a group of 3. Their defense looks great. Yeah, they're 1 for 2 on their offenses so far, but the smoke hit's going to come through here. Stun and play. Eric can't find the kill. Cam just gets out of dodge and just rejoins his teammates to safer confines. This is, again, the heads-up play. It's not the most, in-depth gameplay we've ever seen in our lives, but they're playing smart. Sprags takes over gold, trying to push forward. Can't make good on the second kill as Cam lives with a single point of health.
Eric Kentner, what can they do? 1 versus 2 now. Does get that first kill against Forehead. So now 1 versus 1. Cam Armstrong going head-to-head with Eric Kentner. Bomb is down. Cam Armstrong going to go pick that one up and make a beeline towards B. Not a lot of time to work with here. Going to want to get this bomb down as soon as you possibly can. For Eric Kentner, they're making the gamble that it's going to be an A hit. Of course, it's absolutely not. Bomb now down. 40 seconds on the clock now. It's all that Cam Armstrong has to defend this bomb for. Eric going to go through now towards Laundry. Eric looking, checking every single corner. Cam Armstrong goes into the Laundry, and there it is. Eric Kentner wins the 1-on-1. Cam comes flying on through to check the bomb. It is going to be Eric coming out on top, though.
Respect the opportunity for Bojo's Lasagna. You try to play just to catch him off guard, but that is a situation where you throw a shoulder. You know, that's what we call shouldering in Call of Duty, where you just kind of check really quickly, see if anyone's there, see if you can bait out shots, see if he's on the defuse, and back up. That's just Leroy Jenkins on in. And Eric punishes. So, okay, now we've got ourselves with a 1-round differential. Tight game so far. We're still looking for Ayer's first kill, but Eric popping up in a big way, getting those final 2 kills for Zaxxas. Keeps them in this tight series so far through map number 1. Again, best of 3. Have to win 2. And if any series that we see today has the opportunity to go to the distance, this one feels like it really could be that one.
Could well be here. Bojo Zazania looking for that first kill in the mid-map. They've doubled up inside checkers, so if a player does fall, there should be a trade coming out from Bojo Zazania. Zaxxas Wavemaker, though. Now looking to push in from behind. Eric Kentner goes that first kill, does get it. Forehead with the trade. So now a 2 versus 2 here, Alan. Sprags does have the bomb in hand. Good kill to take for Sprags. That's a close 1-on-1. Foreheads ends up losing it, though. And now it's Cam Armstrong. Once again, 1 versus 2 here for him. What can he do? This bomb closing in on B. Eric going for it. Cam Armstrong unable to win that fight.
Wow. We've got a really good match here. Forehead just locking down the boulevard. Gets 1, sees the second. And that's, you thought was going to be enough, right? I mean, really good spot to be in, but no, it's Eric who continues to stay alive, and Sprags who makes good of the kill after that kill cam we just saw. So the only player to drop is Ayer. Decent 2v3 for Zaxxas. And if Eric can continue to play at this level, you feel like Zaxxas has a realistic chance at really kind of breaking up what Bojo's Lasagna has found success with. Sprags going to get aggressive. Bottom side bricks. No one's going to be here. You have to be careful of how aggressive you're going to peek this angle. Yeah, you're uncontested, but again, Bojo's Lasagna has been playing very, very slowly. Here comes the hit up top. Sprags tagged up. Going to be caught out by 2 players. Trade, not going to be there. Just down to 1. It's Eric pre-firing. Not going to even get a single kill. And the passive play for Bojo's. Patience is a virtue for a reason.
Lana gets that first kill. Good second as well. Eric turns the corner. It would have been Cam getting it out, regardless really of whether or not Lana was able to pick up that gunfight, but still. Bojo Zazania are able to pick up round number 4. It has been an incredibly close game here. You can see it in the round count, but also in the way that these two teams are playing, Alan. Bojo Zazania now on the defense. They're going to send 2 players, or at least one over towards A, 1 mid and 1 B. This is actually a nice strategy. It's a very classic one from Bojo Zazania. Split your defense so that you're ready for every eventuality. How ready are they for this, though? Forthead goes for the stun check. It's going to be a player that has Tac Mask in the mid-map. Sprag's going to push on through. Thinks that Forehead pushed it from top checkers. Would be correct. Unfortunately for him, though, Forehead gets the hell out of dodge momentarily, and it all comes down to air now as Eric Kentner falls as well.
Fire, big time to show up. Gets the first. 7 shots left. Needs to reload. Hasn't done it yet. Bojo's Lasagna just watching over the middle of the map. There's the final 7 shots. Iyer gets the second kill, but again, there wasn't enough in the mix to find him the third. Couldn't get away with his life, so Bojo's Lasagna goes up 5-3. Opportunity to draw first blood here in this best of 3 series with 1 more round required. And they have just been marginally, just a touch collectively better than the side of Zaxxas Wavemaker. You need Eric or Spraggs to show up right now, really, to get this to another 1-round differential, because it'd be 3 rounds in a row, and they haven't even been able to put together 2 straight yet. So something's going to have to change here for Zaxxas.
I agree. Zaxxas, I mean, I was hyping him up into the series. I was hyping Spraggs up, and not to say Spraggs has had a bad game by any means. 7-6 is not what you would describe as a bad game, but it wasn't the game-winning performance that we saw out of him yesterday. Of course, a very different teammate to Bojo Zazania. So now what Bojo Zazania can do. They've taken this bomb over towards A. Cam gonna fall. Good first blood from Eric Kentner. Lana gonna trade things out though onto Air. Now 2 versus 2 here. This bomb down. Bojo Zazania's gonna go for it, and there it is. Bojo Zazania able to get that last gunfight in their favor, and it's going to be 6-3 to Bojo Zazania to kick things off. Alan, that's not how I expected this game to go, but I'm happy it does, because Bojo Zazania have a lovely name.
Yeah, yeah, it's our favorite name, right? But it's just, again, I think we're just seeing the examples. And if I'm remembering back, right, to when we did this, you know, back in August for Modern Warfare, it was kind of the same conversation where, yeah, there would be maybe one really, really solid player that we were really kind of, you know, taking our breath away in the first day. But then as we got to day 2, day 3, it was the collective squads that were winning over. And there would not be more of an example of showcasing that, not just from our previous matchup, but also again right here where Spraggs plays well, Eric plays well, but Iyer doesn't have a great go of it. And the 3 players on the other side for Bojo's Lasagna, all very consistent, all very similar stat lines, and that leads to a win. And I think that should be the expectation. So we'll have to go to Raid and see if Iyer can find a way to kind of maybe pick things up, or if Spraggs can, you know, dig deep into that bag of tricks and find a way to try to carry his team over this finish line to get to a map number 3.
I think that's one of the key things here is, you know, early on at least, as Zaxxas Wavemaker, they're not having a terrible go of it, to be honest with you. I mean, it is just unfortunate that these first bloods, some of them are not going their way. They're not being able to win the clutch situations. I think unlike some of the other matches that we've got so far in this particular UK agency showdown, it's coming down to the finer margins, particularly in this matchup. You know, the clutch situations, the decisions being made. You know, this is something more similar to what we would see in, again, a competitive Call of Duty matchup where it comes down to which team, you know, wins which fight and such like that. It's not coming down to, well, X team made a bad strategy and then Y team were able to capitalize on it. So things looking good here for both of these two teams at the moment. Let's see how things change now. We go towards our second map in this series. It's going to be Raid, Search and Destroy to potentially close it out here. Bojo Zazania looking to take out Zaxxas Wavemaker.
Yeah, I think we just got to take a look to see if Iyer will play well or will Spraggs step up. Again, he's finding himself pretty much on an island right now. 1v1 from the corner. Cam taking a couple of shots. Gets the better of him. No help whatsoever. And Bojo's Lasagna now a 3v2. They've got control of the B site. Eric's going to come not fully forward to see the bombs being planted. If you could have found that kill on the bomb site, would have been maybe an opportunity just to know that the bomb was down in that position. Forehead watching over the top gets the kill. Now it's down to Ire. Forehead to his left. Cam in front. No chance. Boja's Lasagna strike first.
Just one of those situations again. Stuff from Boja's Lasagna. Once again, though, Forehead gonna get the best play of the round regardless. Switching sides now, it will be Boja's Lasagna on the defense this time around. Zaxis Wavemaker, see what they can do with the bomb. Forehead starting this one strong. 2 kills in that first round. The DMRD pistol in the back pocket. It's interesting, actually, that we're seeing a lot of players use the DMRT because the 1911 is a much, much stronger pistol. And, of course, it is going to be used here, actually, in a more casual setting.
Yeah. Sprags hitting the hit. Alongside Laundry finds first kill. Lana and Forehead still mid-map. Ire's going to find a big kill over the top. It will be traded. Lana for what would be a 1v3. 2 players in front of him. Is he going to get the second? Getting tagged up, trying to run away. Sprags, he gets tagged by Semtex. Maybe an opportunity for the fight back, but not going to be the case here. 1-1.
Great 1v1 from Sprags there to just fly through the mid-map and take Lana down. Lana actually on a pre-aim there in that position. 1-1. Again, it's such a close search and destroy between these two teams. These rounds can go back and forth based off just one gunfight, realistically. Although it's going to be Boja's Lasagna once again on the offense. They're taking this bomb towards B. They've sent all of the players towards B, as a matter of fact. Nobody's watching mid, and because of that, you see Sprags now coming through the mid-map. Good stuff from Zaxis Wavemaker. Good stuff from Sprags to make that call to send Sprags through the mid. It's going to catch Boja's Lasagna off guard. And now these last 2 players in Boja's Lasagna. In a 2 versus 3, they have the bomb to work with. Cam's got to win this gunfight. He doesn't. Sprags wins that one-on-one engagement, and now it's Forehead. 1 versus 3 here. Puts those shots off. It's going to reveal his position, and now in an awkward place. He's got bomb, he's got options, but needs to win this right here, realistically. He gets that first gunfight in his favor, though. That's good. Second one approaching him now. That's going to be Eric, but it's going to be Zaxis winning that one.
And it looks like Sprags is playing alongside his teammates much better in this second map. I hesitate to say he's using them maybe as a little bit of bait, but he's playing around them. You know, the first couple of rounds, he was just, again, going off on his own. The other 2 would kind of stick together. Now all 3 of them are kind of bullpacking these last 2 rounds. And look, Sprags has 4 kills. So is it a direct cause and effect? You at home decide, because I'm kind of thinking that it very well could be. So for their next offense for Zax's Wave Runner, what's going to be the play? It's going to be Eric with the bomb. Sprags moving forward over to Spiral. Forehead mid-map has seen Ire, not going to take the gunfight, and he'll keep a trophy system down to make sure he stays safe. And it'll be on to Lana and Cam to see if they can find any action over to the middle of the map. Lana take it down to 1 shot, but stays alive, and while that has occurred, Forehead clears the middle of the map with 1 kill. Sprags, though, top Spiral, able to respond in kind. 2v2. Lana's shot's not as clean as they were hoping. We'll back down.
Boja's Lasagna here. Going to have to work around the back of Laundry if they want to retake this B bomb site. Of course, Zaxis haven't actually made the move themselves yet to plant this bomb down. Now they will. So Eric Kenton are going to get this bomb down over towards B. Lana takes out Sprags from the equation. This is going to leave Eric in a 1 versus 2. Lana has eyes on the bomb, though. Even lets it be planted, actually. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe just wanted to make sure that they did get that kill. But it doesn't matter anyway. Boja's Lasagna going to get that defused with ease.
All right, bouncing back. Slapping back. 2-2, tied up. This is a good match. I mean, I think realistically, like I mentioned it, I think either the top of the broadcast today or at the end of yesterday, I mean, these 2 teams very well could have found themselves in the grand finals. Maybe a bit unfortunate the bracket has pitted them against each other here just in the quarters, but we're watching some pretty good gameplay right now. And everyone's getting involved. Even Cam and Ire, even though they're just sitting at a single kill, they're still staying involved. Eric not having the greatest start so far. Hoping that changes if you're a fan of this Zaxis Wavemaker team. And this time for Boja's Lasagna, it's going to be a 3-man stack immediately to A. They're going to try to hold this heady. Ayer's the one who's watching it from top side cutout. And I think this information will be pretty understood by Zaxis. Sprag's going to cut through the middle of the map. Opportunity maybe to hit this from behind if he so chooses. Nope, going to play it through the middle of the map. He's going to get stunned up. Forehead finds the kill. Big first blood there for Bojo's Lasagna as they also get the bomb planted.
One man down, Zaxis Wavemaker to try and defuse this bomb. Now another one as well as Eric Hentoner down for the count. It's down at Aya, and it's not going to beat Bojo's Lasagna. I mean, that's some aggressive play from them to get that bomb down as quickly as they did. Again, it is kind of unfortunate in a way that they got the bomb down and then Zaxis Wavemaker didn't actually have anybody there to defend the bomb site. I'm kind of surprised, actually. Again, it's one of those situations where when you leave a bomb site like that open, it is going to be that kind of situation where the bomb can just go down and then you're going to have to retake the bomb site, and that's very hard in the 3 versus 3 setting. So, Zaxis Wavemaker 3-2 down here. It's on them now to move this bomb towards one of the sites. They're going to do it with some serious speed here. Sprags gets this bomb down where either of the players over towards Laundry at the backside of this B bomb site, even seeing it, and now quick reaction has to come from Bojo's Lasagna. Sprags is going to fall to Lana. Eric Kentoner and Aya, all they have to do is play the time.
One and 5. It's going to have to be 4 and 5 here. Aya, if they want to have a chance, it's got to come through quickly. There's the first kill, nearly gets the snap onto the second. And again, he could have just maybe backed away, saw nobody was defusing, but unfortunately it was a challenge a touch too quick. So 2 rounds in a row now for Bojo's Lasagna, right? Or 3 rounds in a row, actually, I believe. As they've adjusted pretty nicely, yeah, because Sprags, even after that first round, he started to play closer to his squad mates, and that led to a couple of rounds straight for them, but Bojo's Lasagna has essentially done the exact same, and these are, again, really clean shots to top side red for Lana.
And the thing is, I don't think that was a bad play.
No, not at all.
From Zaxis at all, right? I mean, they actually just ran straight through B. Maybe they could have been a little bit more careful with it, but they got away with it, right? The play worked, I think is the key thing to note here. And, you know, what? It worked, and then the post-plant positioning was just not great from Zaxis Wavemaker. They die pretty much straight away. I mean, you have to be more prepared for where Bojo's Lasagna are going to come from, and a big reason, again, why they were unable to defend that bomb site, and now, again, find themselves 4-2 down here in the Search and Destroy. 2 Search and Destroy rounds away from being knocked out of the Activision Blizzard Media UK agency Showdown. Zaxis Wavemaker, though, going with a daring play here. They've sent 2 players over towards Bedroom. That's going to be the place on the A-bomb site, while Bojo's Lasagna make their way towards B. There's 1 player in the mid who could potentially stop this, and that's Sprags.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of wanting to see him play through Art right now. The smoke will be there. He's going to challenge the bomb planter. That'll be a first kill. Smoke will allow him to get out without being scathed at all. So now in a 3v2, and I would say most importantly, Sprags will be aware that the bomb is down on B. So he could just play that angle likely just for the rest of this round. Eric gets caught wandering. So now 2v2. Lana's picked up the bomb, but is playing outside Laundry. Sprags and Aya are trying to work this together. Aya will find the kill once more. Now it's just down to Sprags. He's able to find his last counterpart from just behind topside windows. So we keep the 1-round differential. Zaxis Wavemaker still absolutely in this, but we're getting later into this map here. Round 8 coming up, and you would love to see it go 4-4 instead of 5-3 if you're a Wavemaker fan.
And I will say, Aya there, who, again, hasn't really had that great of a game across today and yesterday.
He's playing well right now.
Yeah, he's playing well. That was a good kill. And it essentially, I'm not going to say wholly won the round there for Zaxis Wavemaker, but, you know, nonetheless, right, it was a very important kill. If he wouldn't have got that, I don't believe Sprags would have got that 1 versus 2, even with his positioning. So good play from Aya. Zaxis Wavemaker going to stay in this off the back of it, and now 4-3 down here. Going to need to make this 4-4. You can see the players on the mini-map. Number 6 kills number 3. That's a good kill by Sprags. That should surely open up the situation over towards B. But look at Bojo's Lasagna now. You can see Lana and Forehead. They have mid-map control. They could turn this round on its head if they go for the flank, and that is exactly what they're doing.
And Aya's just kind of going off on his lonesome, trying to clear space in kitchen. And as long as Zaxis realizes there's not a point of contact, they shouldn't have the plays coming from behind. Eric gets 1. That might be enough. Lana gets the immediate trade, but it's a 1v2 situation. Technically a 1v3 if he can clutch it. And Aya's shots will shrug him back. So again, Aya's pressure definitely being felt right now. Bomb is going to make the rotation. Sprague saying, why bother playing for B when we've got a free A site? Really smart call for him. Lana thinking maybe the challenge will stay here. But cutting mid-map. There's Ire. Top side, brilliant challenge at 73 health left. Wins it, sends it to a 1v1, but Sprags, look at the play. He's planted this bomb on the right side of the bomb site, and he can overwatch this from the top side of bedroom. Lana's got to win another incredible gunfight from this position. Sees the information, but Sprags can just throw shoulders.
Lana going for
Texas,
it. Oh, is it trophy down? Trophy down actually
system,
saves
yeah.
Sprags. That's so smart. And this position for Sprags, Alan, I mean, there's not really much Lana can do.
No. Throw shoulders. No need to even take the gunfight. Lana's hoping the bomb is planted on their side. Why would it be? No time for the defuse. Kills there, but NT in chat. That's all you can really say there for Lana. Technically getting the 3 kills, but not able to clutch up off the time. Gives us to a 4-4. Again, that's a big swing round right there. The difference between 5-3 and 4-4, I mean, that's the difference of having to win 3 rounds in a row versus having to just go round for round now. You can stretch this map a little bit further. Huge swing round right there for Zaxxas.
And that was a good win from Sprags, actually, overall. I think, you know, that's one of the better 1v1s we've seen played. It was smart, positioning the bomb in a place where they knew they could see it from top bedroom. And it does mean now, as you say, Alan, that Zaxxas able to tie this game up at 4-4. Let's see now if they can take the lead with a 3rd round straight. Bojo Zazania angling towards B. This is the same setup we've seen from Zaxxas Wavemaker time and time again. They've put 2 players over towards A, 1 in mid. Sprags, of course, has to be the playmaker here. Wins that first gunfight against Forehead. Now a trade from Lana, potentially, is going to get Eric in the mid-map. Traded straight away, though. Aya going to be responsible for that one. Cam missing all these shots. And Zaxxas Wavemaker, Alan, making waves. 3 rounds on the bounce. Now just 1 away from forcing us to a Miami search and destroy.
Oh boy, and look who it is. It's Ire stepping up. Good team shots. It's exactly what we wanted them to see. You know, get more collective pressure here from all 3 players. And Ire is 5-8. Really good stuff on his bounce back. So round 10, it's going to be 2 rounds in a row required for Bojos. Otherwise, like you mentioned, we will go to Miami. And for Zaxxas Wave Runner, Lana's seen Sprags. Yeah, he's going to be able to go top laundry. Finds Eric, no problem. And they know Sprags is nearby. It just comes down to, again, we can't just assume that they're communicating through voice, but it looks like they may be as Forehead comes through, finds the pinch. This is going to go to around 11 unless Ire can get a 1v3. And he's in an interesting position as, again, he doesn't have the bomb to play with, so he's going to have to move pretty quickly. And to be fair, he actually is moving pretty darn quick.
I thought that was a stun for a second. That would have been a beautiful stun check from Aya. But I do really love this from Bodo Zazania as a whole. Unfortunately for them, though, they didn't have a clue that this bomb was down, and so have actually rotated away from it. This will give Aya some room to breathe, figuratively speaking. And hey, this is going to be perfect Call of Duty timing. I can see this happening right now. Aya's going to rotate over towards A, just as Bodo Zazania go back towards B. This is so well done here from Zaxxas Wavemaker. It's so unfortunate, though. Air's taken so long here that Bodo Zazania going to rotate back round. And you're right, Alan. You called it perfectly. It's round 11.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is now, okay, we've talked largely about how playmakers can be reduced by the collective 3. Round 11 is when you want your playmakers to show up. So I'm looking at Sprags, obviously, from Zaxxas Wave Runner, but on the other side, really either Forehead or Lana, they've both played really well. And does it just come down to who gets first blood? Sprags is moving really quickly. Again, this is a dangerous play. Forehead on the other side. They run right by one another. This is actually worse for Bojo's Lasagna because they've got no idea. There's first blood. It is on the cam, so they don't lose a major component, but Sprags is going to try to play his life, finesse backside jungle. And really, Lana and Forehead need to work together to try to isolate this kill. Sprags is still throwing his weight around to the back. Eric from the middle of the map very well could force 1v1 versus Forehead, and he wins it. Is it going to be a map 3? Lana in a 1v3 situation. Sees Eric. Not going to find the kill, though. Now bounces back over to B, and that'll reset this game. 40 seconds to play for the 1v3.
And Air actually saw that as well, so that call will be made, but Sprags down. Big kill for Alana to make now. Oh no! Oh no!
The time.
Air's out.
Wait.
Air's timed out. No way. As Air's
And the
timed
kill.
out. Eric Tenkner.
I mean,
no way.
Look, the kill into Sprags is everything because we're under 20 seconds to play. And Eric's by himself anyway. Like, I don't know if the timeout really would have made a difference, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, I think Air was frozen actually. Like I called out that Air saw that cross from Lana through mid-map, and I was kind of wondering for a second, like, why didn't they shoot? Like, at least make the shot. You can at least try for the kill, and maybe they just weren't confident. But no, that does make sense now that they lagged out. So I'm unsure what the call on that will be. Maybe that round does stand. I'm not entirely sure. If it does, though, that's so unfortunate for Zaxis Wavemaker because they got 3 rounds on the bounce. They were down 4-2, Alan. 4-2 they were down. It looked like the roster of Bojo Zazania were going to take it regardless of what happened, but a good comeback from Zaxis Wavemaker. We got around 11, and well.
Wow.
Zaxis Wavemaker, not like that. I mean, it's possibly one of the worst situations you can fall out of a tournament with. You lose a player, it's so frustrating. It is what it is.
Indeed. It looks like we're just going to be waiting for confirmation on whether or not that round 11 will hold or not. So we'll kind of see. And yeah, it looks like we're going to be calling that a 2-0 for Bojo's Lasagna. And again, not to just throw out like if the third member was there, but the way that they were able to isolate Sprags, find the kill on the bomb carrier across, it would have been a really tough 1v1 for Ire, really no matter what. Yeah, he saw information on the cross, but like you mentioned, would he actually get that kill? I don't know. The window was small, to be sure. So tough. But it looks like we're going to be moving on to our final game. Again, this has been the matchup that I was expecting. If there were to be one to go the distance, it would have been that one. And we nearly got there, round 11, but not quite able to extend it to that third map. So Bojo's Lasagna moves on. And with that, we're just left with our final 2 matches, Paid Search and Destroy. Our final 2 teams, rather. Paid Search and Destroy going up against Triple Threat. Should be an interesting one. Should be another evenly matched series coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. We have 3 of our semi-finalists here. Let's check out our bracket to see where they end up in our overall bracket here. FaZe Good Stuff, of course, with their run versus 33% Professional and Zenith. They're one of our semi-finalists on the left side of the bracket. They go head-to-head with the Heartless Scientists tomorrow, of course, who beat out D-Game in round 1 and PG1 today in the quarterfinals to get there. And as you guys have just seen, Bojo Zazania beating out Mugmug and the Zaxis Wavemaker roster. An unfortunate round 11, but it was a win nonetheless. Now, they face Paid Search and Destroy or Triple Threat tomorrow. That's going to be an interesting one, but let's focus on this quarterfinal for now. Paid Search and Destroy versus Triple Threat. Interesting here, actually, looking at these rosters. You've got Balam, who is, I believe, on the MVP ticket, I want to say. Yeah. Yep, he is. So he's the last player here on the MVP ticket that is in the tournament even as well, which is hilarious. Sprags is down for the count now. So that's the third player who has falling out alongside Garan and Poopy Bumman. And Balam here needs to make tomorrow to be the only MVP candidate left. It would be unfortunate to lose all 4, wouldn't it, Alan? In quarterfinals, it would be quite something. But nonetheless, let's talk about this matchup then. Balam is the player, as I said, for Paid Search and Destroy. For Triple Threat, though, I don't actually know who I'd call it as the MVP for this roster, per se. Mac Mills, Wildo, and Gasman Ando. Those are the players that I have down in my notes. All of them played pretty well yesterday, actually. I think as a squad, they played good as a team.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I would say my initial reaction is I'm a bit more surprised that Balam's the guy to be in the MVP candidate race. I think, yeah, he largely played the best for his squad, but this is another one of those teams that I think all 3 players showcase some really, really nice moments. So, and on the other side as well, the 3 other players on the other side of the field coming up also played pretty darn well. So I think it would be hard-pressed if you were just to look at the roster of 6 that are going to be coming into this next match to sit there and say that this is the guy to watch. But I think Balam, yeah, if we were to have to pick one, I think that's where my money would be as far as how he played yesterday. He definitely, I think, showcased his ability to kind of carry his team a touch. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if, again, I think consistency will be there for him coming into this next matchup because even though he did play well yesterday, he didn't have the same kind of pop-off performance that we saw from really any of our other MVP candidates, right? Like, Duran played better, I thought, yesterday. I thought Poopy Bumman played more electric yesterday. And then we had, of course, Sprags, who also, I think, played largely, as far as all the MVP candidates were concerned from day one, I think he played the best. But we're in the situation where none of our MVP candidates have made it into the semifinals here, Brody. So maybe it's a bit of a curse here, huh? Could
Yeah,
be.
don't be an MVP. Don't be. I mean, I can't help
Yeah.
myself being an MVP, but just don't be an MVP. Generally, that's the rule of thumb. Otherwise, you'll be eliminated. So for Balam, maybe this is a bad omen going into this final matchup. It's going to be interesting, regardless, of course, because yesterday both of these rosters 2-0'd their opponents. However, I believe that the Triple Threat roster are the only team to actually get a 6-0 search and destroy sweep over anybody in the tournament, at least in day number 1. I believe that was against the Essence squad. So, yeah, interesting. Maybe Triple Threat, we favor them because of that. But again, this is going to be 50-50 for me. I wouldn't know how to call it.
Me neither. I mean, if you've got a coin nearby, toss it up and assign one side to or one team to either the side, because that's, I mean, I would be hard pressed to make a prediction right now as well. I think going into those last couple of matchups, I think we kind of had an idea as far as who we were maybe slightly favoring, even if it was like 51-49. This one's dead 50-50 for me. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Does this one have the capabilities of going the distance, right, and getting us to that Miami map 3? I know kind of selfishly we do want to kind of see the chaos that might unfold in a 3v3 on such a large map. But we have to wait and see if we do indeed get there. Otherwise, it'll be filled with another day worth of 2-0s, which is surprising considering the caliber of competition we've had throughout the entirety of this tournament so far. We've only been treated to one single map 3. And if I were just to watch over the gameplay and like pieces, like, okay, here's a couple of clips from this guy and then there's a couple clips from that guy, I would be thinking that the majority of our games would have gone to game 3 because everyone's been playing really well. I've been really happy with the level of competition overall.
Yeah, same. I think, we compare to our previous agency showdowns. Honestly, I'd say, obviously, because it's the UK and the UK is just better, I'd say I'm really impressed.
Wait a second. This is coming from the guy that was talking about how he wanted to leave the UK yesterday for Minnesota and is now talking about how he doesn't even like the UK's biggest pastime in football.
Minnesota is really cold.
Do you really love the UK? I'm really starting to second guess it.
Look, okay, right. First of all, I could leave the UK and still maintain the best part of the UK, which is the British accent, right? That's for sure. I mean, I'd probably lose it after a few years, that's for sure. But yeah, I could still maintain the best parts. Hey, I'll betray my team, but regardless. This UK agency showdown, it's been great all the way through, Alan. For me, at least, Paid Search and Destroy versus Triple Threat. They're going to decide which team will be the final one out of the 4 to make their way into our semifinals.
This is also the guy that, while we were talking about like eating healthy and working out, that's like, I'm just gonna sit around and eat McDonald's. Like, you're the most American British person I think I've ever met.
Dude, I would love to have McDonald's right now. Dude, I'd love it. You should have said that. You put that into my mind now. You're
welcome,
craving, Alan. God damn you.
That's so funny. All right, well, Nauticus will get the bomb down immediately. Go watching. We'll actually find the second kill. And that's the other play. Again, for Nauticus and Go, they both played darn well yesterday. And Nauticus specifically, I would say, was not hesitant to play for bomb plants. Mac able to find the first kill. Time becoming a problem, though. Damage becoming even more of an imminent problem. Semtex not going to finish the kill, but he has to get this third kill immediately if he wants to even have time to get to the bomb. And did I lag out or did our codcaster drop out?
I don't know.
Well, if you lagged out as well, then I think our codcaster dropped out.
We're frozen in a moment of time. I feel like we're watching clip.
And we're back.
Okay. Good Adam Sandler moment there. It's our Call of Duty caster. Freezes.
You know,
it is going to be Triple Threat.
Click is, I would say, low-key, like, underrated with, like, the life lessons that it brings to the forefront. I was actually talking about this movie yesterday. So I was talking to one of my friends, and she's, like, terrible at, like, watching movies. Like, she just doesn't watch movies. And so I was trying to explain the movie Click to her, and I was like, I know Adam Sandler, typically a meme, right? You know, outside of, like, short, witty comedy things.
Yep.
Like, that movie actually brought, like, a lot of very punchy, life-hitting moments.
Right. Are you saying that bedtime stories didn't make you cry?
No.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Definitely,
well,
definitely not.
Maybe I really
never seen it, actually, if I'm being honest.
What? Oh, dearie me. You need to see
were probably like
stories. It's full Adam Sandler.
You were probably a kid when that movie came out. I was like in high school when that movie came out.
I was a kid when it came out. It was literally aimed at me. I loved it as a kid, and then I realized that it was a terrible movie when I grew up. Anyway, back to the real movie we get to watch here, Alan. Good old game of Call of Duty. Mac Mills in a 1 versus 3. Oh, Mac Mills! Hello. Nice drop shot onto Holy Nordicus. The AK-47 most certainly helps in that particular engagement as well. And now a 1 versus 2, a much more manageable situation. May well get a player off guard here as well. Barlam is actually pre-aiming, but it doesn't matter anyway. Malum, no way, Mac Mills!
What the?
What? The quick scope. That is crazy from Mac Mills.
No time though.
Oh, not a lot of time to work with for Mac Mills. The Go places perfectly. Won't be seen. Go, no, surely not. Go ends up winning the gunfight anyway, but Mac Mills. I need to see it again. Oh, Call of Duty, you disappoint me.
Wow. It's take the impressiveness and yeah, we can drool over it a little bit, but you gotta consider the clock. Always have to be considering the clock. And the retakes, although again, near successful, fractions too late. And goes at 4-0. Again, this is what I'm talking about for Paid Search and Destroy. Yeah, Ball and Boys yesterday slightly played better than the rest of his team, you might argue, but Nauticus was very influential, and Go also played very consistently. So if you're getting your MVP candidate as your quote-unquote bottom performer, that's good news if you're Paid Search and Destroy. Mac, sniper rifle, hits true once more. It's a 3v2 for triple threat, trying to get on the board for the first time.
This is more than possible in this scenario. Paid Search and Destroy, though. Looking to get this bomb down. They do actually have quite a lot of room to do so.
Yeah, sure do.
I was about to say that. Mac Mills does slide forward, so maybe looking to get more control over this A-bomb site, but it wouldn't really matter here. As you can see, Paid Search and Destroy rotating over towards the B-bomb site. And Gasman though just not looking at the right place whatsoever. Go going to be able to get that kill, and now looking for this bomb plant. This is a very quick rotation though from Triple Threat. Bollum's got to be ready for this one as they come flying on through the door. Mac Mills going for that first engagement. Mac Mills going to end up winning it again with a drop shot. Now Go. 1 versus 2 here. Looking for that first kill. Does get it against Wildo. And now it's Mac Mills versus Go. A 1 versus 1 to save this round. Mac Mills goes through Laundry without seeing Go.
It's going to be a meetup over the boulevard. Oh, the shot comes through, though. Go's able to just kill again. Clock. He's gotten out of dodge. He's playing the apartment window, and Mac isn't going to take the face-up challenge. It's going to go around the back. Gets the kill. Now it's a foot race. Can you get there in time? Yes, he will. And finally, Mac, his late-round heroics pay off. He finds all 3 kills. He'll go 7-2, and he single-handedly gets triple threat on the board.
Again, it's Mac Mills, the MVP of this team. At least so far with these first 3 rounds. Triple threat just looked good. And 2 versus 3 realistically for Paid Search and Destroy. It is a tough one to win.
Someone else has to step up, though, for triple threat. 0-3 for Wildo and Gasband. And again, it's not to throw any shade around because both of them played well yesterday. I mean, again, when we came into this matchup, we were expecting all 6 players to be pretty evenly matched. And to be fair, they're evenly matched. I mean, you've got Go 6-1, Mac 7-2, and then 1-3, 1-3, and 0-3, and 0-3. So just based on what's currently occurring, yeah, it's an evenly matched game, but just not for the reasons that I think we were expecting, both with positive and negative connotations attributed. Go has pushed forward. He's number 3 in your minimap into gold. He'll find 1 for free. This is smart. Just get the kill and get out. No need to force a second engagement. And as he moves forward, player to his right. Shots come through. He's able to stay relatively healthy from the pillar, saving him. But Mac holding down the trigger eventually trades the kill.
Mac Mills again, putting this triple threat roster on his back, drawing that blood against Go. Of course, realistically, we've been gassing up Mac Mills, right? But on the other side of the situation, Go is actually in much the same position, realistically. 7-2. He's the best performing player on Paid SCV by far. Mac Mills goes into the mid-map, though. Bollum going to pick up his 2nd kill of the game, and now it's all on Wildo. Currently on a donut. Alan looking for these 2 kills. Now, theoretically speaking, these 2 Paid Search and Destroy players are actually relatively split apart. There wouldn't be a trade if he was to pick up one of the kills. Nauticus just runs straight into Wildo's line of sight, and there you go, exactly what I said. No trade coming in from Barlam. But Wildo, you've got the bomb. You need to go plant it.
It's going to stick. Why would you not? Just in time. Oh, my goodness.
Milliseconds away, man. Just
Literally.
milliseconds away.
Timing is going to be everything here. Ballin' Boys is making the play. Does he check his left? He will. Wildo's looking the wrong direction. That's unfortunate. I mean, that right there, definition of COD timing.
It is. It's like we saw the same kind of thing yesterday with somebody where they literally looked away the second that a player turned the corner. And Wildo, there, exactly the same situation. The player literally turns the corner and Wildo looks away. It does take a while actually for Balon to pick up this kill. But it is going to be yet another round here to paid search destroy. Balon, the one to step up to the plate in that round as well.
Yeah. MVP need to come through. He does. I mean, again, it's timing. It's an easy kill up until it's said and done, but time management maybe just, again, being showcased. I don't know. Just trying to find something to give him credit for there. I mean, it's, at the end of the day, it's just an easy kill, right? I mean, but a 3-1 start for paid search to destroy triple threat. Only able to find a successful round off the backside of Mac Mills finally getting all the kills required in the amount of time needed to get a defuse. And now Wildo has pushed up mid. One player nearby. That's going to be Nauticus. He actually loses the gunfight off screen. The trade should be there for Ballum, and there will be. Wildo was down to just a single shot. So as the bomb is planted, got ourselves a 2v2, and the retake for triple threat is going to be here, and it's going to be here late. Mac is hitting the pinch all the way around the flank. Gasman coming through green. You gotta go. You don't have time to check your corners here. You just kind of have to work their way on in. Mac not able to get the first kill, and on the other side, Gasman also falls. Paid search destroyed. Now up 3 rounds, 4-1.
I do rate the play from triple threat, generally speaking. I mean, it was a good pinch coming through. It was just unfortunate that the pinch itself wasn't executed correctly. It was, again, in theory, great play from triple threat. It's just the execution that right now I think is off, generally speaking, and that's why you're seeing them lose these rounds, is that they've got the strategies down. It's just getting them down that's the real issue. And, well, it's being translated in the scoreline. Paid search and destroy, 4-1 up here. Go's having a hell of a time at 8-2. Barlam's also stepped things up over the last couple of rounds. 4 spree for them. And look at this aggression from Paid Search and Destroy. Balam goes up top Eskies. Gets kill number 1. Gets kill number 2 as well. Gasman Ando. And now looking for the ace in this one. Macmill's left up all on his own lonesome. 1 versus 3. Balam looking for this one. Slides out the corner. Stunned is Mac Mills. Not a care in the world for Balam as he gets an ace. And now puts himself on a 7 spree at the end of that round.
Wow. Okay. Will he be our first MVP candidate to make it to semifinals? It's sure looking likely. And I don't remember. Do we add candidates from day 2 going into the final day?
I think that we do.
Because if we don't, Ballum, I think, just default wins, doesn't he? Because he's the only player to make it to day 3.
Ballam's sitting there right now. He's rubbing his hands together. He's got himself a Mr. Burns impression. Excellent. Excellent. He's winning that MVP award. No problem at all. Actually, to be fair, it is a Twitter vote as well. So I will say this now: if you guys do want to go check out that MVP vote, you know, we're not going to tell you who to vote for, but Balm's the only one you might be going through here. So you can still vote on that over at the AbMedia Twitter. I believe there is just under 24 hours left to vote for that. So make sure you guys use your voice to decide who will be the MVP for the first ever UK agency showdown from Activision Blizzard Media. But for now, Paid Search and Destroy just one more round in their favor, and they walk away with a Search and Destroy victory here in game number 1. Go. Draw first blood. Wildo and Gasman Ando here. 2 versus 3. Now just Wildo the former. 2-6 so far. Now would be the time that you want to see them step up to the plate. Wildo slowly but surely making his way onto the bomb site. The first few shots are good. The latter few not so much. And Go actually going to take themselves out of the round. Nauticus with the long-range AR shots. Going to close out the first game of Search and Destroy here, Alan. 6-1. It's not a nice one for triple threat either.
Not great, no. I mean, the collective force of the 3 players from Paid Search and Destroy really showcased. And Go, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember back, I want to say that out of the 3 players who are paid S&D, he maybe had the most underwhelming day yesterday. Not the case today. He's come to play, brothers. He's looking darn good. I mean, again, putting himself on a massive streak with Ballum as well. I mean, if they continue to pop like that, I don't know. This one very well could be another 2-0. I mean, Moscow, much more wide open map. And I really do feel, and I want to say we had this happen last year as well when we were running this and we were running kind of these 3v3s. For a lot of these guys, the understanding of the maps might not be all that high. As far as, okay, these are the positions we absolutely need to have. These are the timings, all the things that we look for when we look at the normal competitive setting of the game. And when we eventually swap to things like gunfight, then we started to see like, okay, like these players, they're just really good mechanically skilled when they're playing just with the weapons that they have in front of them. But when you add the objective, you add a wide open map, things can change very, very rapidly. And sometimes, you're just on a map mode combination that you don't feel comfortable with and you feel a little bit more lost than you'd like to be. And you're going to get that with maps like Moscow, Raid, and potentially Miami that are much more wide open. Whereas Garrison and Checkmate just get to the middle, right? Like that's literally it. Just play the middle of the map. That's not the case anymore. And I think we're starting to see how that could be a negative influence to some of these squads today and day 2.
Yeah, absolutely. As we said yesterday, right, with the terms of strategy and such like that, with all of these games, we've always said with these agency showdowns, you and I, we got to cast the second agency showdown over in the US together, and it is always day number 1 is always one way or another. It's, for the most part, it is just a breeze for teams. It always happens.
Absolutely.
And that was the case back in Agency Showdown, where I didn't have you, Alan, with number 1. I was a sad boy hours, so I didn't. Time without Alan is just not fun. I did actually. Yeah, I got to solo cast that one. But Search and Destroy, I'd say it's a lot easier to solo cast Search and Destroy than, as I learned this weekend, by the way, where in European challenges, we don't get to solo cast. We don't get to cast Search and Destroy full stop, really, over in European challenges, at least for our community streams. And we do get to cast the respawns. So guess who had to solo cast respawns all on his lonesome because Austin's internet lagged out. That was fun. Yeah, so back to what I was saying about sort of the agency showdowns generally. For day number 1, they are always a breeze. That is always the case. Apart, there's always one game that maybe goes the distance, but for the most part, it's 2-0s all the way through. For day number 2, that's where you start to see the resistance come in. And while today has been 2-0s all the way through, they've been closer to 0s. And the reason for that, quite simply, is because you're seeing more and more sort of, I'd say, strategies coming into it, team play coming into it. So yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Right, things are definitely getting more complex here, and now we're starting to wind down to our final 4 teams. That's going to make tomorrow all the more competitive because, of course, tomorrow we decide who is the first ever UK Agency Showdown champions. I don't even know who to bet on, to be honest. If I had to put my money on one of these teams, I have absolutely no idea, because it does come down to the day, as you've already noted today as well. On the day, you might not turn up. I mean, that has happened today. Players who played well in day number 1 just haven't had a good game here in day number 2, and it shows.
Pending we get a good second map right here, again, from Paid Search and Destroy, I think the matchup versus Bojo's Lasagna will be tight. But I think if I were to make a prediction right now on that left side of the bracket, I think you've got Heartless Scientists that make it to the grand finals, and I think still Bojo's Lasagna would probably be there as well. That matchup, though, that grand finals, no way I'm putting my prediction out there, though, if that is indeed the case, because right now Paid Search and Destroy are playing really well. So we'll have to see what happens here, not with just map number 2, but if they do get through this matchup, which currently they're looking pretty favorable to do, how would they match up versus Bojo's Lasagna? That's the question that would be impending us going from tonight to tomorrow. So interesting things to consider. We're just waiting on the raid to start back up here for us as we're getting ready for map number 2, and we would need to see Triple Threat really start to put things together here, right? I mean, so far it's in a little shaky spot, right? I mean, not a lot of kills, only 1 round to speak of, and it was only because Mac had heroics that finally came through after giving it 3 good goes. I'm interested, I think, to see largely how this will all kind of fizzle out as we get into raid eventually.
Yeah, 100%. I think for Triple Threat, what they need to improve on right now, if they're looking to win this second game, I would say, generally speaking, I know this is a very hard thing to improve on. It is the fundamentals win you one-on-ones. At the moment, they're not doing that. They're losing these opening gunfights and such. They're losing the follow-ups. It is very simple to say, and I know it sounds really dumb for someone to come out and say, "We'll just win you gunfights." But in this case, I would say that is the big problem for Triple Threat, is they're losing these opening gunfights, and then they're finding themselves in these situations where they have to win 2v3s, 1v3s, and it's like, well, Mac Mills can do that fine, I think. Maybe. I mean, he's proven himself that he could. I think it was round number 2 or 3 where he was able to win a 1 versus 3. But outside of that, I'm not confident in this roster to do that at the moment. If they can change that up for Raid, I don't know. Maybe things will look different. I suppose the one good thing maybe here is that we are going to be going in a raid, and these guys might well be Black Ops 2 veterans. They might well be players that who didn't play. I mean, that is a thing, right? I mean, for a long time,
it's a thing. But I don't know at this level of gameplay. It's a thing.
Look, people went away from Call of Duty for some time. Then they came back with Modern Warfare in 2019. That was a hugely popular Call of Duty title. So this might be the case where there might be like Black Ops 2 vets that hadn't played Call of Duty for years. They came back into it and they're like, yeah, Raid, I remember that, Matt. We used to destroy everybody with our A1s on Raid. So who knows, man, who knows? Maybe that is the case for Triple Threat. Maybe they are Raid specialists, and that is actually the more disappointing thing. Is yesterday again I noted the fact that Triple Threat, they dominated the team that they faced in their winners round one in their round 1 game. So it is a little bit disappointing to see them coming into day number 2 here and not performing very well. But again, it is situational. You can't categorically say X team is really good because it does come down slightly to the team that they face as well.
Right, and it's still, I think, certain maps are providing more or less success for certain players too. So I'm interested, I think, mostly to see what maps we get for tomorrow. Because that, I think, will be really interesting. We've seen some pretty darn good consistency from 3 of our currently what will be eventually 4 semifinalists. But, we saw some really hairy moments, I think, in the Garrison for a lot of teams. I think the Checkmate provided some really interesting things as well. We have not seen Miami as of yet, but I personally think that's kind of a good thing because I think 3v3 in that map was going to be just chaos. It's just going to be a lot. I mean, we already are getting hard pressed to find the time, right? Like the clock is already becoming more of a factor than I think the teams are comfortable with. And now putting a map that is like 2 times as big as Moscow into the mix would be really hard, I think, for 3v3. But let's just say that we do get it in the mix. That is going to bring us a brand new look as far as what these teams will provide. And that could be the X factor potentially going into tomorrow. Who knows? It's kind of all speculation at this point.
Dude, I'm going to find it so funny if we do get a Miami Search and Destroy in this series, or maybe it's one of the maps that we have to see play tomorrow in the semifinals or in the finals. The flanks that have happened today. Imagine trying to flank Miami when the bomb is down.
I mean,
35 seconds ago. You can do it, but for some reason...
It takes forever.
Yeah, for some reason. It takes forever as it is. For some reason... Players in this tournament particularly like to make the longest flanks possible. They take the longest routes, right? We've seen on Moscow multiple times today. Players, they don't go through the zigzag on rotation on the flank towards the A site. They actually go all the way around the back to the library through the fountain. That adds a solid 15 seconds onto the rotation. So yeah, it would be funny to see Miami. Hey, it's Miami! Oh my goodness! They answered our prayers, Alan.
Wait, shouldn't be, right? Should be Raid.
Oh, apparently they had issues with the lobby with using Raid, so they are going to be using Miami instead. Oh my god, I think players are actually connecting into the lobby later than others. I feel that this might be because of the fact that paid S&D are on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, and they've got the SSDs. They're loading in faster than the rest of the teams. This is so funny.
There they go. They're in. So that's 30 seconds on the clock. Paid Search and Destroy. Better go. It's Miami. It's difficult to get to, but you're gonna have to go be here. And it looks like Ball and Boys will be the first one to try to clear up top piano, which is again one of those key positions as you're approaching this B site. And man, this is so difficult. Like what you're essentially telling me defensively is that it's going to be either a 1v3 at A or a 2v3 at B. It's so hard. You don't have any ability to watch the middle of the map. Ball and Boy is able to find Gasman. Wildo finds Go, and that's actually the bomb carrier that's down. So you've got to make a play coming through. Defense will rotate Mac from A over to B. And if you're Paid Search and Destroy, I mean, a little unfortunate that you weren't able to play for the first 30 seconds. You've got to make this play right now. Mac able to find 1 kill from behind. Ball and Boys looking for all 3 kills. Has time to pick up the bomb and plant. And I guess was going to watch over Wildo's dead body. And Mac will win that final kill. Triple Threat. Get on the board early here with the Miami Search.
Good 1v1 from Mac. 7-minute moment from Mac as well. If I kill from Nauticus, didn't want our ADS. Yeah, you don't need to be ADS for that kill. Just go around the corner pre-firing. It'll work fine. And again, a good start from Mac Mills. And to be honest as well, right? I mean, I know we've sort of bigged up the team play over the course of today, and I still think that is a hugely important part of having a successful search and destroy game. But if Mac Mills can carry his roster kicking and screaming through this game, it would for sure make for an interesting time going into that final map. Of course, we would have a final map for the first time today. For now, though, Triple Threat, they're on the offense, and they're making their way towards A.
Long rotation. And Wildo, I mean, we talked largely about a handful of players yesterday not running any optics on their ARs. It's a tough angle with an AK-47 with no optic as you play by the catamaran. Two members defensively for paid search and destroy will be over towards A, so they can contest this push, and Wildo's going to go by himself. He does have the sniper of Gasman, I think, watching over the top of him, and Mac is coming late, but this is what I expected. You know, it's going to be a minute, 15 seconds worth of rotating, and then 15 seconds worth of action. But Wildo will be able to get up top here, so he's going to get the bomb planted. Gasman from behind, able to find one shot on the ball, and boys. So now it's down to the post plant, and paid search and destroy are going to try to hit this in the middle of the map.
2v3 here for a paid search and destroy. Got to get a retake going. This would be nice if it does work out. Of course, Mac Mills in a great position to get these snipes. Unfortunately, whiffs the shot. Effectively leaves Triple Threat in a 2 versus 2 on the site. Go gets one. Go gets number 2. And now Mac Mills about as far away from this bomb as you can get. But Go, you've actually got to jump on the defuse, and that's unfortunate. Goes for the bomb with bad timing. Mac Mills makes that rotation through the mid. Triple Threat punish here.
Yeah, time management is literally is going to be this entire map. And I'm not just saying from the offensive side, making sure you have time to plant, but again, defensively, one of the next level things that makes a search and destroy player is knowing when to hop the bomb to try to play for a defuse without getting every single kill. And I just don't know if that's a level that many of these players are going to commit to. Like, it's like a weird obstacle to hurdle. Like knowing how to play for a defuse as your clutch up and not having to play for a kill first. It's a requirement really on this map for sure. Even arguably on maps like Moscow, because again, the defensive rotations are so long because the map is so wide. We'll see if that is something that will be learned here. Nauticus takes some shots to push back Gasman sniper rifle from inside pink. Wildo's holding the back alley, and actually Mac is going to give up A to make the rotation from behind. Will be point of contact with Ball and Boys. He loses the gunfight off screen, but Wildo from the front is able to find one, but it's not enough for the second. It's just down to Gasman for a 1v2.
What can Gasman do here? Has control of the alleyway. Unfortunately, not a lot. There's the answer. I got my answer question, and got the answer pretty much straight away here. Not really much you can do in that situation, to be fair, though. That bomb was going down regardless of what they did. Still, though, we do have paid search and destroy now, getting on the board. Nauticus still yet to get into this one, 0-3.
Okay, what next? Really the question at this point, as far as really from the offensive standpoint, you know, what do we want to try to do here for Triple Threat? You are getting some good pressure with the sniper rifle. Looks like they want to try to keep using that by going over to A. Paid search and destroy have double stacked this, but I would not be surprised if they get a little bit of cold feet here because they haven't seen anything anywhere at the moment. And Mac, that door doesn't open, brother. There you go. He's up top. You can watch this cross in the middle, but I don't know if he's going to have an angle on anybody over towards the A side. 2 snipers are actually in play here for Triple Threat, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised. We're using overkill here, so there could be double primaries for these guys for largely. Bomb making its way forward. Will be planted without contest. It just comes down to, will there be a quick retake here? Because you do have 2 defense members that are nearby. Nauticus being one, Ball and the other. Over the top, Waldo to get seen. Mac on the rotation, also scouted but not taken down. Gasman wide out in the open. Ballum finds his 3rd straight kill, and now it's just down to Mac for a 1v3 situation.
Ooh, good trophy from Ballum. That's going to save their life. Mac Mills looking for the 1 versus 3. That's a very tough situation to be in, though. Again, you're in a 1v3. To be fair, a 1v3 like that is possible when you have the bomb down, because all you technically need to do is defend it from being defused. You don't actually need to wipe out all 3 players, even though that is probably the best way to attain victory. Nonetheless, though, it is Paid Search and Destroy going to be clutching up here, even in the odds at 2 for 2. Now they go on the offense. Last time around, they tried A. Did work out for them. Straight towards B, towards the alley they go. They'd have to deal with 2 players who are going in that general direction. You look at Wildo, you can see him on the mid-map. Going through mid, actually, could get a lovely flank on them. I don't think Paid Search and Destroy are going to be aware of this whatsoever, so they could find themselves in a bit of a dreadful situation. Wildo already has control of top purple. Paid Search and Destroy have gone straight through alley without Gasmanano doing anything about it.
They don't see him?
Gas? Hello?
I mean, okay, he's able to get the sniper rifle off. Ball and Boys will surely find Wildo, who never turned for him. And again, we've got everyone lit up in blue. These alleys are dark. Nauticus, please. Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Look, Nauticus, I'll link you my PayPal. You can pay me, and I will not mention that. You've got 5 minutes. I'm joking, obviously, but wow. Gasmanando, I mean, call that man Drax the Destroyer, because he was absolutely invisible. I had no idea how not only did they not see him, but he was stationary for the longest time and didn't even go for either of the kills. I love that. I love that play. There's something nice about it from both teams. It's like they just agreed not to shoot each other initially.
Wow. Well, tough. Couldn't quite get the lockdown. Triple threat. Enjoying a marginal lead here. 3-2. Very tight. This is I think what we expected, right? Like for this matchup specifically, we thought these teams would be really evenly matched, and this is looking much more like it. Go, pushing to the middle of the map. Careful here. He's cleared bottom piano. He's just going to try to exist. Oh my goodness, he doesn't see the player to his left. Eventually turns for it, but Wildo will not challenge, so Staircase will be in his possession. Re-wrapping back, same route. Ando from behind, easy kill.
He's the gas man. Ando picks up his second in a spree now. Puts them at an advantage in a 3 versus 2. Paid Search and Destroy. Going to have to go through the alleyway here. Gasman Ando looking for another one. Almost gets tagged by the Semtex. Gets that kill onto Nauticus though, and it leaves Barlom in a 1 versus 3. Gasman at least has an inkling as to where they are. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Barlom. Peeks away again. Classic Call of Duty timing. And it is going to be the player, I believe, from up top who finished this off. Yeah, it is Mac Mills with the Pelican.
Tough right there, really, for Go. I mean, he's making that route through the middle of the map. Timing not in his favor. Again, FOV could be a problem. I think the default is set to 80, which is like, if you were to look right now, like draw like a circle, like a straight circle from like the top of where the UI is down to the bottom and complete it, that's what you see. Like you're missing so much information to your left and your right, and that kind of is what I'm feeling is happening right now. Because this looks like we're on 100 FOV for sure.
Mm-hmm. Got to get those FOVs up. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. It is a personal preference thing, and depending on what role you're playing, it does kind of require a little bit of finesse between what your FOV is. But
yeah, it
I
does
feel like a
affect
lot of the.
Well. That's another thing. Again, these guys are on console. I'm not really sure sort of what the frames are like on console when you turn up the FOV.
Well, hard set 60 always.
Yeah, but it's not locked. Like it can drop. Is the point. So I don't know if that is going to affect their frame. I don't know. I'm not sure, but regardless, you're definitely right. They are definitely missing stuff.
Mac, nope. A little wide. Wildo, though, across is able to find one. Second shot, good. Last players go. And Triple Threat has really been utilizing these sniper rifles to great success so far. Go's going to make his position relatively revealed, taking shots. Semtex on top, able to find some damage. Wildo gets 2 kills in the round. So now Triple Threat's on map point. 5-2, potential of raid being map 3, and I'm hoping that we've got a backup plan in case we still can't load in for raid, as that apparently was the problem for map number 2, which was supposed to be raid. So hopefully there's no issues if we do get there.
Hey, maybe we'll get early access to Express. Somebody, please give us Express. That would be a lovely map number 3, wouldn't it? That is good, of course.
Well, it's not in the game, Brody. Come
It
on,
will
yo.
be soon, right? I'm hyping it up. I was about to hype up Express coming in Season 1 Reloaded very, very soon, guys. So if you guys do play Call of Duty regularly, get hyped because one of the best search and destroy maps of all time is about to make its return to the game very, very soon. Now, though, triple threat, 5-2 up here in this search and destroy. Gasmanando down for the count. Good start from Paid Search and Destroy here.
Can they convert to these numbers? They've been a little empty in the past, drawing off of their first bloods. Wildo's by himself currently at B. Mac's going to come try to assist. And I don't think Nauticus saw him climb into piano. Go is nearby. Mac aware of it. Semtech's not going to get their trophy, takes care of it. Wildo's found another 1v1 kill. Blind. Spam shots for Mac. Semtech's through. He gets around. Deals with Nauticus. You got to win that one. Quick scope gets the hit marker. And now it's just down to Go v Wildo. 1v1, 30 to play.
That hit marker is so unfortunate. It would have ended the game. Go, though, going to survive. Take some shots in the back. Wildo pushing this kill. Go. Pre-aiming the door. You need to pre-aim a little bit more to your left. Go. That kill coming around. Wildo entries it. Finishes up the search and destroy. 6-2 to triple threat. And Alan. We got a game 3. Brother. We got a game 3.
The the potential MVP nominee curse still alive for us.
Oh no. Imagine. Oh, poor Balam. Poor Balam. If he goes out of this, oh dearie me, it's not good. It's not good. Regardless, it has been a great series of search and destroy. And I will say, I think Triple Threat got a little bit lucky that wasn't raid. Because I think the one thing that helped more than anything, ironically enough, was the sniper rifle play on Miami.
Absolutely,
it's the most open map in the game. It favors sniper rifle play so heavily. And there, I don't even know how or why, but they were hitting some nasty snipes. I mean, specifically Mac at the end, right? It's unfortunate that he actually got a hit marker there because that would have been a lovely quick scope.
Yeah, it really would have been. I mean, he showcased it once before. What was Moscow, like in the middle of the map, so there's an opportunity for that to maybe come through once more. But it looks like we're actually getting word that it's not going to be raid. It's going to try to be garrison for map number 3, since the teams were having a bit of problems getting into raid initially. So hopefully there's not going to be too many problems getting players into lobby, and we can just immediately jump right on in. And this is, again, going to be the final map of the day before we determine who our 4 semifinalists will be. And, of course, tomorrow we'll be back right around the same time. Both semis, 1 grand finals. We'll crown a champion for Europe.
Yeah, we will tomorrow. It's going to be a great day of Call of Duty again. You know, the further along the tournament you go, the more competitive it gets. So although you do have the anomalies every so often, and this is the anomaly today. We have a game 3 for the very first time, and it will be the last time as well, considering this is our last match to decide what the semi-finals will look like tomorrow. The winner of this one will go on to face Bojo's Lasagna, which I will never tire of saying ever. I'll keep on saying it as well, just generally speaking. After this tournament is done and dusted and I'm stopping casting it, I'm just going to be like, yeah, Bojo's Lasagna. It'll be a catchphrase. It'll be like a zinger or something like that every time something positive happens. Bojo's Lasagna. What a great name for that team. But overall here, it's been a really great day of Call of Duty from all of these rosters. A really good display of search and destroy as well. I think, you know, as we've said multiple times,
been all right.
It is a lot better than what we saw yesterday. It's just unfortunate again that we haven't seen many game 3s. That's what I would really like out of all of these teams is, although I'm really grateful that we got to see Miami there. That is the one thing for sure. I am very grateful that we did get to see Miami just to see how it played out. There weren't any flanks, which I think is the key thing. Nobody tried to flank anybody. It was just very simple, hitting whatever and doing it just straight on.
Yeah, not enough time. I think. I don't know. Again, this is the first time I've casted an abbreviated search and destroy in this title this year. I would be hard pressed to expect that, you know, things like GBs and CMG tournaments are running Miami, just because it's so large, man. It's so large. But I thought it played a little bit faster than I normally expected. I mean, we did see a lot of plants come into play, which is, again, what needed to be occurring if you want to have a chance at it. And now we jump on in. It will be garrison as we expected for map number 3. Triple threat is still loading in. And it's one of those things for paid search and destroy. You have to respect the gentlemanship here to wait, but it does put him in a weird spot because you are letting like 20 to 30 seconds go, and in a minute 30 round, that's a lot of time off the clock. But everyone's in, and we will be heading over towards B zone first for paid's initial offense.
the SSD advantage for a paid search and destroy. Goes already on the platform and gets that opening gunfight against Gasman Ando. An open B plant here for paid search and destroy is triple threat. On the defense, they're going to send a one player through lights. That's going to be Wildo. Gets that open and fight, and now that makes things a little bit more complex here for triple threat. Or sorry, paid search and destroy on the offense. They've got to deal with Wildo, who is close by. There it is. Wildo peeks out and actually wins that gunfight against Nauticus. But despite Nauticus getting those first shots in, Wildo, he's coming out of nowhere, Alan. He's playing so well.
Yeah, this entirety of this matchup has been surprising performances from a number of players. It was Go initially, it's been Wildo in map 2, and now MVP candidate. 1v1, 10 seconds, has 5 seconds that he needs to plant, but as he tries to go for B, watching over the top of it is triple threat. They find themselves a nice clean first round, and Wildo's double, very big for the effort.
We did see somebody time out there, actually, at the end. I don't know if it was a player or it was a spectator or what. It wasn't a player. And
we're good.
That's good. It's good. I saw the timeout in the bottom left near the kill feed, and I was like, oh, here we go. Someone's timed out. Quick restart, but it wasn't to beat. And triple threat's first round will stand here as Wildo going to do well. Paid search and destroy now. On the defense, what do they do? Is triple threat trying to make their way through mid-map. Macmill's looking for that first kill, but Nauticus here inside green. Good power position to find themselves in. If somebody from triple threat tries to approach that, they will be in trouble.
A lot of action over the middle map, as you would anticipate. Go finds first blood. Ball him with him. Last player of Wildo. Tough 1v3 situation, but nobody from Paid Search and Destroy has any idea where he is. And so he'll find one kill for free. Down to 57 HP. Now it's Go. Did he not see him? That's a tough angle. Just over the top of those boxes. I think his teammates may have just given him the call because he looked over that direction late. 33 seconds to go. There's time here. But you're going to have to commit one way or the other. In the first bit of commitment, it can be scary, but you got to get out from underneath this tank, brother.
You do indeed, Alan. You do indeed. Wildo, 1 versus 3. It's still possible. He's already got that first blood, of course. Nauticus and Go are split here, and that's the key thing. If Wildo went open... Oh, that's so unfortunate. No way. Oh, I thought for a second Go was about to pull Nauticus' pants down. Not this time.
Whoa. Capital D colon. What the? Pulling pants down? What the?
Yeah, well, you know... I've just realized as well that I use the Americanism for that, which is...
Caught him with his pants down?
No, the pants, because obviously in America, pants are the trousers. Like the
Oh, right.
Yeah, the bottom half. Pants in the UK, very different things. You don't want to pull somebody's pants down.
Go's gonna take an angle. Again, up through comms, it's not really being contested immediately, but there are players nearby. And it looks like, oh, Gasman, let's say he's in a long gunfight versus Nauticus. Wins it. Top side, Mac Mills executing on what we like to call a nasty heady. Fallen boys for the trade, just barely good enough. So 1v1, bomb can be collected and then immediately thrown to A if Ballin wants to. They should know that Gasman is playing over towards lights because that kill came about 20 seconds ago, but that rotation could have come into play, and Ballham seems to be respecting that potential opportunity. But as he does he catch poor timing here? Answer seems to be yes. Yep.
Triple threat going to pull ahead now, Alan. Ballham in your final kill cam, the best play. Able to get a couple of kills. Second one's Mac. That's so unfortunate. Mac loves these drop shots. Definitely one in progress there. It's a big reason why they're able to get so many gunfights in their favor.
We saw it a lot yesterday too.
Yeah.
Sprags was showcasing some slide cancel stuff, but it was Mac. Mike looked pretty good.
Pinchy. I think it was Pinchy. Pinchy was the drop shotter, if I remember. I think that they were called Pinchy.
Pinchy the Lobster.
Yeah, they were the drop shotter. They were like drop shotting every single gunfight. They could have been like on the other side of the map, somebody, and they would have drop shot that gunfight. I don't blame them as well. They were hitting their shots, so we love drop shots here. A little bit of advanced movement, but off the start, Balam in a great position to pick up 2 kills. Unfortunately, going to go for the mantle instead of the jump shot, and Mac going to take advantage of that one immediately here. Within 30 seconds, Alan, it's Nauticus lane 1 versus 2. They know where he is as well.
Yeah, Nauticus has had a little bit of a shaky start to this series, and he's not going to get a chance to even really see that 1v2 get off the ground. 3-1, triple threat in a nice position. And again, it's just these ARs with iron sights. Every time I see one, it's just like, not me, brother. I'm so bad with just the straight iron sights on really every weapon in this game.
I'm actually wondering, you know, how much do these guys effort do they put into sort of researching? Well, what classes do we want? What's the best attachments? Because obviously in this game and in Modern Warfare last year with the Agency Showdown as well, right? Because of course Modern Warfare as well, we got the gunsmith introduced, right? That's where there's so many attachments, so many different variations of guns that you could put together. You know, how much do these guys really put into creating those classes to making sure that they've got the best weapon available? Well, paid search and destroy at the moment. You can see one player at least, Nauticus, using a sight on the Krig 6, trying to make that opening gunfight happen. Instead, Barlon Boys is going to be the one to draw first blood. Nauticus traded out by Gasmanando from Light, and now paid search and destroy. They've got the right idea here. They're moving this bomb slowly towards B, but again, it's this execution. They've got to make sure they take out Gasmanando.
He's playing passive over to the backside of Light, so he's not going to immediately challenge this, but if he gets the information the bomb gets planted, he could actually watch players coming off the post plant. It looks like paid search and destroy getting a little bit of cold feet. Want to back up over right into the line of sight of Mac. Just holding the same angle. Topside sat truck. It's just so difficult to deal with. There it is right there. Ballin' Boys, he looks like he wants to make a go of this. And Mac is holding the smoke. No, he just has the gun down. Okay, easy kill. No problem.
I thought for a second there that the last player was going to be able to do something. I genuinely thought that there was going to be a jump out of the window and some crazy play was going to happen. Because, of course, Mac, he was just like not being able to see anything, just hiding behind the top of that tank.
It's so hard to shrug someone off that heady, man. It's dirty. And that's not even the best part of that sat truck. If he goes further to his right, there's like a little post that comes up, and you can literally be like right on top of that post, and the only thing that the player from top comms can see is like the top of your head, like just barely.
At least you shoot from your head in this game. At least you do shoot from your head in this game, so like, you know, you're in that position, you're in a great position, right? So good stuff from Mac to recognize that and keep on using that position on the defense. For that's a good nade to kick things off. Unfortunately,
I think that was from a teammate.
Oh, really? Okay, right. Well, never mind. Yeah. I was calling that as a good nade. It's not. It's a terrible nade.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that came from Lights. 6 in a row for Mac, by the way. He was really the only reason that they were able to find the round that they did during Moscow, and he was great during during Miami with the search and destroy and the sniper rifle specifically. He's going to have to be great here again if he wants to see the streak continuing on. He needs to find this 1v2, 35 seconds. Timing on the peak, not great. Pulls the sniper out, not going to see any second peak there, so decides to play forward. He does have the bomb to work with. Just comes down to when are you going to try to plant this, because his best window currently is right now. And he's just getting, again, you got to commit. Yeah, you got to commit. What are we doing?
No! No way!
No time.
Mac! No time again, but again, it's what? We had the same situation earlier, I swear, in Moscow, where Mac was in this position where he just annihilated somebody, but there wasn't enough time for the round to go his way. Still, though. Woo.
Yeah, gotta just commit to the bomb. I mean, going prone right there next to the stairs, time fading away, you're not really going to be expecting to do too much with it. So that will keep paid search and destroy in this match, just down to a 2-round differential. But again, this is one of those moments that you really need to win the next 2 rounds in my mind if you're paid search and destroy. You don't want to be down 5-2. 5-3 isn't really much better. So this is a big moment in this best of 3 series coming up for these next 2 rounds, and it looks like paid search and destroy. I mean, this is bold. I mean, you know Mac has been playing up top here, and even though you're peeking this slowly, your opponent would see you much faster than you see them with these peaks. But Mac has alleviated this position. And as Go has actually gone into the B site, there might be an opportunity to flip this back. Mac, again, those slow peeks, your shoulders peeking out even though you don't see your opponent. There's one kill. Nauticus nearly confirms a trade, but it's Mac who rotates over, finds the second kill. He's 11-3, about to be 12, unless Ballum takes a jump peek here. Slow peeking is not going to do it, and he just backs away.
To be fair to Ballum, does have an open bomb site if they recognize it quickly. Wildo should be able to call that even if they do get over there, though, and it's a reposition from Mac, so Ballum's going to stay the heck out of green. This is a good play from Ballum. If he peeks out of vents properly, should be able to pick up this kill onto Wildo. Should be able to, again, didn't peek properly. Now you should see Triple Threat collapse onto the site, and there it is. And I do want to call out Mac Mills, actually, positively, I will say, for his earlier play. You know, actually, you're going to see here, this very kill, and it's such a good kill. He's watching his teammate, that first gunfight, right? He's covering Gasman inside light. So there's not a player that can just jump up through the window in lights because Mac Mills is watching that angle. And again, going back to sort of the general theme of today, Alan, it's the team play that really does make the difference. And that's where Triple Threat have stepped up to the plate on the last couple of games of Search and Destroy. It just wasn't there in game one at all. They were not playing well as a squad. And it really did show. And now, game number 2, they seem to have rallied together. And I mean, Mac is responsible for the majority of it, sure, but still, Wildo and Gasman Ando are playing their part.
Yeah, it's using your teammates in a positive way. The difference between what Mac has been able to do with his squad mates versus what Sprags has tried to do, very different. Nice little snapper there. Mac able to find now 4 kills in a row. And with that first blood and the MVP candidate down, Wildo, just use your weapon there, brother. There you go. Gets the second kill, but go with a post-mortem nade. And then Nauticus for the trade gives us a 1v1. Trophy gets placed for Nauticus to keep him safe topside comms. It's only a smoke available for Mac. The bomb is down right on top of the staircases to the bridge, and with 40 seconds to play, Mac can make a decision if he wants to still play for A or just stick to playing on top of B.
Mac with the sniper rifle. Goes for the snap, misses the shot. Mac now with the pre-aim though, just a little bit above Nauticus, goes for the kill anyway, and there it is, Alan, our 4th and final team going into Championship Wednesday. The last 4 teams, it's going to be Triple Threat. And a really well-deserved performance out of them as well. I'd written them off in my mind at the end of game number 1, where they just played terribly, to be honest. And then games number 2 and 3, much, much better. So clean. What an improvement out of that roster. They look good, Alan.
So what happens now? All of our MVPs don't make it to Wednesday. Do we need to pick new MVPs? I don't really know how that works. Because there is something to say that the 3 players that we had for the MVP candidates, they all played, you know, well, I guess Garen and Poopy Bumman didn't play very well today, but Sprague still played well. Ballum played all right, but we won't get a chance to even play tomorrow. And there are a number of players today that I think really stole my attention. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the MVP votes.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. It's the first time this has happened, of course, in both agency Showdown. I think the second one was the only time I want to say that we had MVP awards. Someone can probably correct me on that. But this is the first time it's happened where all the MVPs have been knocked out before the teams have even got through to the semi-finals. I suppose that does just really go to show just how competitive this entire cup has been, right? This entire agency Showdown is that we do have so many candidates that could potentially have been nominated MVP. The 4 that were chosen are not even in the semi-finals. It really does just go to say how good tomorrow is going to be. And then let's check out our bracket then for everything that's happened so far and what our semi-finalists look like in the final bracket. You can see them there. FaZe Good Stuff with the wins against 33% Professional and Zenith. They face the Heartless Scientists, who won against D-Game and PG1. And then on the other side, our second semi-final tomorrow, we Bojo's Lasagna versus Triple Threat, the former of which faced off against Mugmug and Zaxis Wavemaker. And then Triple Threat, of course, as you guys just saw, Essence Team Connect, and then Paid Search and Destroy, the names on the hit list, and hit them they most certainly did on the way up. Then let's take a look at our schedule for tomorrow to decide, to show you guys when everything is going to kick off. I believe it's going to be 6 p.m. GMT. That's when we're going to be starting up tomorrow. So make sure you guys do not miss that one, because our semi-finals are going to be excellent. As we've said previously, we've said it so many times here on this broadcast, you guys, I mean, for you guys at home, as we get further and further into the tournament, it's going to get hella competitive.
Yep. First semis, second semis, grand finals. We only have 3 more matches to get through before we see who out of the Activision Blizzard media agencies will be there at the top of Cold War first and foremost. There is the appropriate schedule for you. 6 o'clock, Phase, good stuff. Heartless Scientist. Then 6:45, second semifinal, Bojo's Lasagna and Triple Threat. And then, of course, 7:30 immediately after the second semifinal, we'll be setting up for the grands. Yeah, we've got ourselves 4 very solid teams. And it's going to be down to see who, at the end of it, can get to that grand finals and obviously beyond that, take that virtual trophy home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an awesome day number 3. Again, thank you to everybody who tuned in for day number 2 of the action. From myself and Alan, it's been an awesome day casting some wonderful search and destroy here in the UK agency Showdown, and it makes it all the more exciting for the conclusion tomorrow. Make sure you guys do not miss it. Remember, 6 p.m. GMT on this very YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do. And remember as well, if you want to have your say in the MVP award, you can still do so over on Twitter at ActiveBlizzMedia. That poll is still running, and we'll be announcing the winner of that MVP vote tomorrow, despite, of course, the fact that none of the MVPs are still in the tournament. For now, though, thank you to everybody again who tuned in for day number 2 action here in the Agency Showdown. We'll see you tomorrow.